TuneStarBread.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, they're that kind of thing that we want here all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I ate he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't gotta distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl.
TuneStarBread.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, they're that kind of thing that we want here all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name for? What you calling my name for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my looking hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy, so you today, Papi, was telling me that something? I'm going to look for looking hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about looking hour.
Madonna? Ha!
In a tunebyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town. They call it Logan's Hour. Man, that ball can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the ball will talk it. You doing the right thing, the ball will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want here all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
So, just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name for? What you calling my name for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my looking hour. Don't got distract me, yo.
All right. I'm watching my Logan's Hour. You get. Don't come distract me here. So, welcome again. Those of you who just joined, want to say thank you for joining the Logan's Hour today. Today promises to be a very great edition again. So, we want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world you are. Currently, you are on the Logan's Hour. You are at the right place at the right time right now. So, but those of you who just joining us for the first time, it's Tuesday, and normally Tuesday we do motivational hour, and Thursday we go into politics and other issues concerning the Liberian community of Indiana. Also, sometimes we throw some light on Liberia and issues that confronts the people in Liberia. And today we have so many issues we'll be discussing. But just in case, if you don't know what Tuesday is, today is. All right, so we are back again. Thank you for joining us again. So that's just the intro to tell you that on Tuesday what happened. So I want to say today, see some people following us here. I see my own old man sis Isabella following us here. I see Brandy Alpha also following us. I see my big brother Patrick Logan following us as well. I see Pressure Logan Samuels following us. I see the man G Raji also. G Raji, they go on Saturday. I try to box the man. I say, "Begin while play football your way." Dapper. I see G Rachi following us here. I see Villa Duo following us. I see the King Yuji Doswa as well following us here. my sister Brittany Alpha, and the rest of you who following us. I want to say thank you for joining us today again on the Logan's Hour. Today promises to be a very great edition of the Logan's Hour. And I see this person here, John Sanson, also following us. He said, I'm watching from Buchanan. So want to say thank you for joining us again. Thank to all of you who joined us here today. We want to say we truly appreciate you guys here. And trust me, it's because of you we are here. It's because of you we are here. All right, we will be back in just a split. Just a split.
In a tunedbyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What you no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running so well.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, they're that kind of thing that we want here all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan's Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Logan Hour. Don't gotta distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy, so you today, Papi, was telling me that something? I'm gonna look for Logan Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you.
All right, so we are back again. Sorry for that little technical issues. Today, we will be having conversation with my dear brother and friend, Mr. Roland Akoi, who is the former member of the Youth and Sport Department of the Liberian Association of Indiana. And I see Chokopi Johnson following us. We want to say welcome, Chokopi. I see my sister Brittany also following us. I see Columbus Zina. I see my dear brother Jeremiah Saleh. He's also following. So to all of you who following here, I want to say thank you for joining us today. And trust me, before we can go and further, I will use this time to first of all have a little one meaning moment of silence for all of our people who we lost over the time. I think you all know the community is bereaved. We are mourning our brother Melvin, and a few days ago on Saturday, we heard the news of our brother father, Mr. Tito Harris. He's also bereaved. His father is dead. And today, before we can start, just take this time and just mourn with them just for 1 minute. All right, thank you so much for doing that as well. And we want to say to all of you who has been calling these people, calling the family of Melvin, calling the family of Mr. Tito Harris, we want to say we wish you all the best. We appreciate you guys so much, and you guys are doing a pretty good job to move or to call in times of bereavement. And today we will not be as usual. You know, normally we when we hear we kind of a little rough in terms of how we deal with issues, and we will be a little soft in dealing with the issues today. We will we will also we will also notwithstanding we will also deal with issues, of course, that has to do with the community. And I can rest assure you guys, yeah, today conversation gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And I have Mr. Roland Akoi who going to join me shortly, and he has some burning issues that he will be talking about. And while Mr. Akoi will be here, uh, before we can bring Mr. Akwe in the studio, because I see Mr. Akwe is pretty seated now. He's in the background and he has some brainy issues he would love to talk about. I think maybe due to some contradictions or maybe some misunderstanding or something that went on in the background. So Mr. Akwe will also join us here to talk about issues confronting his department that he was part of a few days ago. And what happened, what led to the conflict in the change of the date, and we will know all of what we need to know. We will know today. Mr. Akwe going to join us. So, excuse me, I just getting my throat just getting dry. So let's go to a few issues here before we can go any further. And first of all, we have here with us. I want to say to all of the Chelsea fan today. I was just watching the game just a few hours ago, and it wasn't easy. And at least Chelsea did their best. They behaved like a lone star. Um, they went home. Real Madrid is not no fun. It's no baby team for Chelsea to sit down in front. So Real Madrid qualify. Chelsea is gone home, and the way I see things for now, Chelsea going to remain in the wilderness for some time because I see Chelsea not qualifying anytime soon to play in the Champions League with the caliber of players that they have currently. And I'm sorry for those of you Chelsea fan who out there who was hoping. You have hope. Your hope was so high more than Jonah because I saw my dear brother and friend, Mr. Morris Gould, all on Facebook. He said now the current issue he see with Chelsea is not about coach anymore. It's about it's about the players. So Mr. Morris Gould have given now. So I think Frank Lampard, when he got that news that Morris Gould already said that, he was so overjoyed. He said, "Well, I think my job will be secure because people thought it was me, but now they're getting to understand it's not about me; it's about the players." So, so let's go to some of the announcements that we have here because we have a couple of issues here that we'll be discussing. And first of all, we want to say to Little Inja, happy belated birthday on Saturday. We were at the house. Well, Little Inja, she celebrated her 1 year birthday. That's the baby of Mr. Morris Gould and um, Aneta Pena. Some of you know her to be Dallinger. So they celebrated her baby 1 year birthday. They gone Saturday. And trust me, we ate real double key, and G Raji can relate, so you're supposed to know what I'm talking about here. And again, let's go to our community. Oh, you got to talk about Chelsea Port, and yeah, I see Arsenal Port sending me text, yo. Yeah, anyway, just so you know, I'm an Arsenal fan. I am a real Arsenal fan. And more, I'm a due Spain Arsenal fan. So I think at this stage here, I'm a little giving up. But you know, if you want to be some other people who have real faith, try to be an Arsenal fan. Arsenal fan can strengthen your faith because you go into a game that you know that big game here, a small game, but your heart still not satisfied. So that's why I saw this season Arsenal been doing so well. But of late, I see Arsenal started playing low issue, losing 1 point to Liverpool and also going to West Ham and losing a point to West Ham, which was very detrimental to Arsenal. And right now, Arsenal have some pretty games that are coming up that we are not too sure what's going to happen. If you can see on the screen there, Arsenal have Southampton to play. And now Arsenal have yet 8 more games to the end of the season. After Arsenal has Southampton, Arsenal still have Man City to play. So on Wednesday, April 26th, Arsenal will be playing Man City, and that's going to be the clutch. Right now, Arsenal is just over the table by 4 points. And when Man City beat Arsenal this game, Arsenal will be topping Man City by 1 point. But yet instead, Arsenal have Chelsea again to meet, and Arsenal had a Newcastle to meet again as well. So that's the bigger teams that Arsenal have ahead of them right now as they face this season. But I don't know, but I think if Arsenal can survive Chelsea and Man City, even if they cannot make it with Man City, they can take 1 point from Man City, have a draw. That makes sense. But if not, if they would sit down and Man City beat them and Chelsea beat them, then I'm sorry. I mean, Arsenal fought a good fight, but in the end, it is what it is. It happened the way it happened. But I'm pretty sure, I'm very optimistic that Arsenal can take 1 point from Chelsea and also go to Man City and take a point as well. So next week Saturday, this time, this Indiana community will be so busy. So those of you who know, next week Saturday going to be the 29th, and the 29th here will be a very busy time for Indiana community. And notwithstanding, we have 2 persons already here who we have to move. We have the father of Mr. Eluscious Tito Harris, and we have our dear brother and friend Melvin. So the itinerary has been posted. So some of you who haven't seen that here, you can see that right on the screen. So March 2nd, 1985 to April 9, 2023. That's when Melvin was born. And the wakekeeping, this is the information for the wakekeeping. They said the wakekeeping going to be on Friday, April 28, 2023. Time going to be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So it's going to be, the location going to be a Forest Lane Funeral Home, 1977 State South Road, 135 Greenwood, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46143. So that's the address for the wakekeeping. Then go to the funeral service here. So the funeral service is going to be so you're going to be viewing the viewing of the body going to be from 9 a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. They're going to be Saturday, April 29, 2023. Time going to be at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. to view the body. Going to be Our Lady of Greenwood Catholic Church. So you're going to be at 335 South Maryland Street, Greenwood, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46143. So those of you who don't have this information, you can have this information. Then the interment going to be, the time going to be at 12 o'clock p.m. The location is going to be 1977 South State Road, 135 Greenwood, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46143. So those of you who never had the information, now you have the information. As the community move their loved ones, we asking all of you at this time of bereavement, call and sympathize with the family. If you can pay the visit, it's not a problem. And we have another one coming up again. That's the father of Mr. Eluscious Tito Harris. You all know Tito Harris, very flexible guy, someone who is always there to every function, someone who is there in time of need. And he's one of those people who he never shy away from responsibilities. He never shy away from contributing his quota to a community. And at this point, we we the member of the Indiana Young Men Association, we are bereaved because Mr. Tito Harris is one of our founding member and one of those very consistent member. And today we are mourning the death of his father. And surprisingly, we would have loved to be here for Melvin funeral, but unfortunately, we are having some conflicting schedule here. So Tito father going to be laid to rest on the same 29th of April, and that going to be in New Jersey. So Mr. Albert K. Harris, the funeral service is going to be in New Jersey. It's going to be on the 29th of April. So meaning the guys of the Indiana Young Men Association, we will be on the next available flight, maybe on Friday, on our way to New Jersey. So Some of you, if you people don't see or hear for Melvin funeral, you keep us in your prayers because we will be in New Jersey as well to sympathize with one of our founding member, Mr. Luscious Tito Harris, who lost his father just quite recently on Saturday when he received the news. So we want to say to all of the members of Indiana Young Men Association, we want to say take heart. And to our brother Tito Harris, we want to say take heart. We know this is a real time, but we know that the Almighty God will keep you strong as you move through these difficult times. So my brother Roland Akoi, he will be with us here. Um just a second. All right, so that's it for Mr. Tito Harris. So let's give a little update of what is happening in Liberia because I know some of us we are Liberians first before we move up here to the United States. And when issues confronts the Liberian people in terms of electioneering processes, we have to talk about it. And I want to say before before I go any further to my sister Fasia Hilton, I want to say welcome. Rishama Venus McGill, I want to say welcome. And I see the looking our princess Tutu McGill also following us here. Tutu, I want to say welcome as well. And to all of you who I cannot call your name right now, I want to also say welcome. So the National Election Commission of Liberia have just posted the updates from places that they have conducted the voter registration. So if you can see on the screen, if you can screen your eyes a little and see what we have on the screen there, that will be helpful to you as well. And those of you who have lived here and don't want to be involved with the Liberian situation, you need to get involved. So right now the BVR so the BVR phase one counties. So the counties that they have done the registration in here, they are Bomi, Bapolu, Grand Bassa, Grand Cape Mount, Magibi, and Mosorado. That's the phase one. And the phase one here, they're giving you the breakdown of people who have done their registration already. So they said in Bomi, for females, they have 30,676 female registered in Bomi. And male, they have 33,719. So the total number of people registered in Bomi, there are 64,395 people registered in Bomi County. Let's go to Bapolu. Bapolu County, we have 22,224 female. We have 28,668 male. So the total number registered in Bapolu County is 50,887 people registered in Bapolu County. Let's go to the county of hospitality, Grand Bassa. Grand Bassa, in Grand Bassa, we have female. We have 78,712 female. Then we have males. We have 79,000 males. So it means we have the total number of people registered in Grand Bassa County is 157,712. That's the size, the population of the people that will be voting during the election in Grand Bassa. Go to Grand Cape Mount. Grand Cape Mount, we say we have how many females? We have 40,424 female. And for male, we have 46,165 males. So the total number of people registered in Grand Cape Mount County, they are 86,589 in Grand Cape Mount County. So go to Magibi, where you have the Firestone Rubber Plantation. In Magibi, we have what? For females, we have 92,438 registered voters. Then for male, we have 91,987. So the total number of people registered in Magibi County, they are 184,425. That's the registered people in Magibi County. Then let's go to Mosorado County. That's the county that have so many people where people have migrated from different counties into Mosorado County. So let's see the numbers in Mosorado County. Mosorado County have what? 446,936 females registered voters. Then let's go to the male. The male is 444,265 males registered voter. So the total number of registered voters in Montserrat County that will participate in this October or November election, they're going to be what? 891,201 people going to vote in Montserrat County. So those of you who have not yet registered and wanting to register, please make your way to other counties that the voter registration still going on. But for Montserrat, they are completely done with Montserrat and all the places that I just named. Bomi, Wapolu, Grand Bassa, Grand Cape Mount, Magibi, and Montserrat. They are already completed these places. So if you want to be part of this coming up election, if you want to participate in these elections, you want to vote, then you need to start making your way to some of the counties that they haven't counted yet. But until then, I say to people, all of you who sitting and waiting for the election commissioner to give some grace period, I won't tell you, don't wait for that, because imagine you have just one day to go and vote and everybody will make their way to vote that one day. Then now you have more than a week to do your voter registration. We gotta be begging you to do voter registration again. So let's get it thing going. Listen, this is about your future. Your vote is your future. So why can you go and exercise it? Why can you go and democratically elect who you want to lead you? It's important. All the kind of lackadaisical attitude we always play and make it look like, oh, people will make everything happen for all. We have to make it happen for ourselves. We are Liberian first. So go and get registered. Let me drink my mortar for a while, telling you. So go and get registered. So before I bring my brother Roland Akoi, I see Mr. Roland Akoi already sitting pretty seated. Because Mr. Akoi, the way I see Mr. Akoi sitting, like Mr. Akoi want to spill the beans. So, so today on this program here, I know some of my people who following here from all of our various chat rooms. You are here, and we're gonna do something very spontaneous. So we know our brother lost his daddy way in New Jersey, and other people will be making their way there, and we have to go. And those are all that will go and represent our community from this side. We have to pay tribute. We have to do something for our brother as well. So we will put a cash app information here. Whatever you have, anything you want to donate, you can donate it as well. Because as we go to New Jersey to pay tribute for the beautiful city of Indianapolis, we want to just drop something in the plate for the family as well. So if you want to contribute, it's not a force, it's not mandatory. You can do anything. You can do $1, you can do $2, you can do $3, you can do $4. Nobody asking you to get $20, but whatever you think that will be better for you when you lost your own loved one that people can come and pay tribute with, you can also do that. So the show going on, we'll put, I don't have my other cash app information here. I'm gonna pull I'll put my personal cash app information here. You can send whatever you want to send. And all the people who will donate during this period, I want to record your names. And when I'm putting that in the envelope to deliver to the Bereaved family in New Jersey on the 29th, I'm going to put everybody's name, tap as well. And if possible, if I have your phone number, I'm going to put your phone number. So after the funeral services, if Mr. Harris or any of the family member would love to call you back and say thank you for the mini donation you made, that will also be appreciated. So I will also, while Mr. Roland Akoi will be speaking, I'm going to put the cash app information here, and I'm going to keep the cash app information pinned on the screen, so you can also send your information, or you can send your donation to the cash app. If you want to do Zelle as well, I'll also put my personal Zelle information here. Or if you put sending any money to a cash app or to Zelle, you can also just say to or say for bereavement, or say to Tito, just in case, because no, Tito don't like these things. He don't want to be part of it, but yet instead we have to do it because we are his friends. I know he really don't like these things, but we have his friends. We have to pay tribute. We have to go there. We have to do something. So I want it to be all inclusive. It shouldn't just be us, but it just be collectively from the community. So I'll be putting that information out very shortly. So I know some of you who like me, you can donate. Those of you who don't like me, you can also donate. That's a good way to show your anger towards me as well by donating. So thank you, all of you who here. I want to say thank you for joining us today. And I know some of you always on my page or whatever. You can go on the Logan's Hour page. We have this little pool band going up in edition number 8. We have Mr. Akaras Moses Gray, we have Mr. Alvin T. Penner, and we have Mr. Prince Tool. That's the three major contender right now in that district. So you can go and cast a vote as well. We will see who win this race, but I'm very sure that one of these guys got to come up and represent the community in Maserado. So before we go any further, we're going to bring Mr. Roland Akoi. Some of you saw the flyer here, Mr. Akoi, and the topic on the flyer said the untold story. So I want to say to my sister Chokopi, thank you for joining us. Wemo Boya, thank you for joining us. Ma Annie Gibson, thank you for joining us. My dear brother Francis Dia, thank you for joining us. Oh, my dear brother Joseph Meyer, looking for a car? Don't forget, Joseph Meyer have the best cars in Indiana. It is Anna Panto. Thank you for joining us. My sister Titi Banks, thank you as well for joining us. So all the people that are here, I know when I put the cash out information here, they will do something. Your $5, your $10, your $1. It makes sense. It makes sense. Trust me. So we have Mr. Roland Akoi going to join us shortly. He already in studio here. As you can see here, Mr. Roland Akoi going to give us the untold story because there has been this rumor in town that Mr. Akoi and deliberately decided to have his program on the Daily Liberian Association of Indiana is having the day the community will be laying to rest one of her sons or one of her resident sons, and Mr. Akwe is having a soccer game, and some people do not understand the genesis of his soccer tournament, and so Mr. Akwe will be here to better explain to us about his soccer tournament, when it started, and how things going, and how come we saw the new flyer that removed the youth department of the Liberian Association of Indiana from that flyer, and now it have Indiana Lone Star as well, and we saw the Liberian Association of Indiana, not the Liberian Association, but the Indiana All Star has been removed. So the 4 participating team, they have the Togo All Star, they have the Indiana Lone Star, they have the Louisville FC, and they have the Ivory Coast All Stars. So that's the 4 participating team that are going to be playing the tournament. So Mr. Akwe going to drive us through some of these things as we bring it on. So ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget, I'm going to post the cash out information very soon. So get ready to do something for your brother Tito Harris. So let's bring Mr. Akwe in. Mr. Roland Akwe, how are you, my dear brother?
I'm doing good, Mr. Logan. How you doing, sir?
We cannot complain. We are grateful to be here again. Another day, another dollar. How is life for you right now at this time?
Things is going good. Working, going out there, doing what I have to do to take care of my family, as usual, man. Just doing what I have to do.
That is so awesome. So, Mr. Akwe, you care to just introduce yourself to people that don't know you here following as well?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Roland Akoi, coach of the Indiana Lone Star, and also a founder of the Indiana Lone Star. We founded the team in 2022 in this community when I saw that the youth of this community was not involved into sport, and I just deemed it necessary that I should go ahead and recruit some of these young boys to see how best I can get them off the street so they can get something doing instead of going out there making trouble, to keep them busy doing something during the summer. You know, that's what it's about.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roland Akwe. So we have Mr. Roland Akwe here, and you just heard him. He's the coach of the Indiana Lone Star, and he's saying that the reason why he thought it was to have this because he felt that there are so many things involved, and the young guys were vulnerable, and he felt that he could have become a more help to them instead of just leaving them to do what they do. So now we have Mr. Roland Akwe here. He will tell us why he's here. So, Mr. Akwe, let's get to you. Why are you here?
The reason why I decided to come on the show today is when the first thing, I was not even supposed to be here because for me, I'm not a politician. I'm a
Mhm.
ball player. I'm a soccer player. That's what I believe in. I believe in playing soccer. I don't believe in politics. But when people go out there and they start saying stuff about your name and trying to tarnish your reputation in the community about what
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to do, you have to go out there and defend yourself.
You're right.
So, with that being said, this gone Saturday, while I was sitting and I saw Jan Vulule and Jeremiah Chie, they went on the government platform, the government radio station. The reason why I refer Open Table at the government radio station is that we got Joseph Sere, which is on the budget committee as a chairman, and we got Jan Vulule, who is also a member on the board to ULA. So if we get these two people sitting there hosting a show, if you feel disenchanted about anything, you can no longer go on Open Table to be able to express yourself because they got work directly with the government. And I believe that Open Table now is no longer Open Table that people can go and express their grievances. It's all about defending the government. So when I heard Jeremiah saying that Roland Akoi want to have soccer game on the day that somebody died in the community and the guy does not have no soul, they don't have no sympathy and what have you, it hurt me in a sense that I'm a young man. I live in the community. I respect people and people respect me. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But when this administration took over, they called Sasamba to be the youth and sport chair for this community. So Sa reached out to me and said, Roland, I will need you to work with me when it comes on the line of the sport department. So you already have a team that is, with the youth and the all Liberian. I think it would be a good idea to see how best we can bring the young men together under the umbrella of the LAI. So I told him, I said, you know what? I don't have a problem with that. I will work with you because it has always been said that Roland does not want to work with the community. That has been said during the Tati administration, and which, of course, I did not refuse to work with no administration. So for the past couple of days, the youth and sport been having series of program. I think we have one program. We throw that program, it became successful. What we did, we planned, and then we have another one where it didn't go like the way we expected it to go, but it was okay anyway. But with this one, we plan to have a soccer tournament, and it's not that the administration does not know when we were doing the planning. So when Sa reached out to me when I planned the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
I tried to put 4 teams in the tournament. I got the Indiana Old Timer, which I are no longer in the tournament, and I try to see how best I can put the tournament together and try to put this team on an LAI because the team was not on an LAI. The team had always been on their own, and we have always been self-support. We support ourselves and take care of ourselves.
Okay.
So that's why I decided to host the tournament. We have been planning the tournament for days and days. Me, Sa, and Brandy. We sat down and we have a lot of time going, discussing to see how best we can make this program to be a success. But there are certain things people does not understand when it comes to hosting a soccer tournament. When it comes to hosting a soccer tournament, you're going to need a park with a soccer field. It cannot just be any ordinary park. So we went ahead. I went ahead to see how best I can get 62nd park.
Okay.
With that being said, the
Mm-hmm.
administration said they cannot give any funds until they pass the budget. They have to discuss the budget, and then on the 23rd, which will be the meeting day, they will have to present that budget to the assembly.
Mm-hmm.
If the assembly agree for the budget to pass before they can give out any funds. So that is the same day of the tournament. That's the same week of the tournament, to be correct. The tournament is the 29th. So we cannot sit down and wait for that budget to pass before we can go ahead and start preparing. Because when we do, we are already putting venue on the flyer. The venue we put on the flyer, we give unto the people all the town and the rest of the other people. These people already got an address that the place is going to come on that day. So I deem it necessary. I said, you know what? If we sit down and wait for the administration, this particular program, it won't be a successful one. We will fail because the time they will approve the budget to go and get that particular venue, we won't be able to get it anymore. So I said, all right, that's fine. So I went and took my own money. I rent the park for $125. I paid to the states. And then when it comes to referee, I try to get foreign referee to initiate the game. Because if you are hosting a tournament, you don't want to bring on the Liberian referee to initiate the tournament. Because then people will say, oh, you guys are cheating us. And you understand? So I went and got a referee, which I took from a whole different community, which is a Mexican referee. And this referee, they booked that schedule for the whole summer. So if you want a referee to come and official your game, you have to pay them in advance for them to take that day off to come and official your game. So the referee charged me $90 a game. Imagine, that's 3 games. That 90 times 3 with $125 gone on the park already. So later, if you look, I almost spent almost $400 here. You understand? I'll go and spend this money just to make this administration to look good. Because at the end of the day, all we're doing is to make the administration look good. Because I don't want for people to come and then nothing to show and they say, oh, the planning were not done properly. So sometimes you have to plan ahead. So when this thing happened in the community, which of course the Indiana Lone Star is with the Bewies family, we have nothing. I cannot tell somebody when to bury that loved one. I don't have that power.
It's true.
I can do that. You understand? So when the family came with the date that is supposed to lay that loved one to rest, since that day we have already been chosen by the youth and sport to have something. All I wanted for this administration to do, they should have just reached out. That's the job of the vice president. What do we have the vice president for? The vice president is there to reach out to every committee about what is going on. So all I expected, or all our department expected, a phone call from the vice president or the president that, hey, Samba, I'm not even saying me. They can't even call me because I was not appointed by them. I was appointed by SAR. So they could have reached out to SAR and be like, hey, SAR, we went at a meeting and these people are already, the people said they want to lay that loved one to rest on the 29th. And you guys already decided to have a youth and sport program on that day. What can we do? You understand? I don't mind. We could have canceled. We could have postponed to another day. But we was going to try to figure something out. Because the community is bereaved and the team is with the bereaved family. We cannot tell somebody want to bury their loved ones. You understand? So, these people did not even reach out. They didn't say nothing. They didn't call me. They didn't call SAR. They didn't call nobody. The next thing I saw, 9 o'clock in the night, they said the tournament had been canceled. We cancel every tournament.
All your concerns.
Because they say the president does not need anybody approval to cancel.
Who says so?
That was in the administration chat room. Okay, so it could have been the vice president, or it could have been the general secretary. It could have been anybody in the executive chat room. That the president does not need anybody. This does not call for anything to address. The president can cancel any program at any time as he wants. Okay. You understand? But then They did not even take into consideration how far we are going with this program. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So when they did this, it hurt me. And then I sat down and said, you know what? Why would I work with an administration that doesn't even care about my opinion? That my opinion does not even matter? That I can go ahead and plan something, have sleep at night to see how best I can make a program to be successful. But if they want to cancel, they don't even have to tell me anything. They just go right ahead and just do whatever they want to do. And they say the president does not need anybody approval. I'm not asking for the president to give for me to give the president an approval. That's not what I'm asking for. We are not asking for the president approval. We are not asking for that. All we wanted was a phone call on how far you got gone with the thing. Because mind you, Mr. Logan,
Mm-hmm.
we are sent letter all the way to Kentucky, to Louisville. We are prepared flyer and send it out. We are going to the Togolese and give them flyer. You understand? My
Mm-hmm.
reputation is on the line because this is what I do. You gotta trust me. That's why whenever I call them in this time to do anything, they always show up. You understand? They will show up because Roland Akoi call us, and when we need the Indiana Lone Star, the Indiana Lone Star will show up for us too. So you don't think, as a committee, you don't think we need a phone call to tell us how far we go with this thing? That you would just go ahead and just cancel?
Hmm.
So when I saw that as a slap in the face. So now they are going about saying that we don't care, we don't have no soul. You understand? We don't care about what happened in the community. All we want to do is play football. No, Mr. Logan, it's not that.
I heard that from the RSC chairperson.
The IRC chairperson. And coming to the IRC chairperson,
And one of the
Jeremiah,
youth representative as well.
the IRC chairperson, Jeremiah Chie. Jeremiah Chie is a member of the Indiana Lone Star. He is a player of the team. If Jeremiah Chie know what is going on, he should have reached out to this body and ask and go in the team group chat and tell us, look, gentlemen, this such and such are happening. What can we do as a team? But instead of you doing that, Jeremiah, you went ahead and sabotaging the team to the whole community, the team that you play for. That was not fair. That was not fair to the team. I just felt that what Jeremiah did, it was wrong. And the team, we have an executive meeting yesterday. From today forward,
No,
Jeremiah Chie.
don't bring your executive decision here right now. Let's discuss the issue. You know, we
Because
want to take the people attention from the main reason why we are here. The reason why we are here because people have made it seem like you are heartless. The community is bereaved. The community having funeral on the 29th, and you go ahead to have your tournament on the 29th. And which, of course, to be fair to you here, I saw your flyer up long before this death news. And now, even if the family go and the family decided that they will use the 29th, what I think could have been better for the department, according to the chairperson on this department, because she's stressing her point here too, though she's not present. She said it's just a respect for our committee. Call the committee members and have this conversation with them and let them know because of this change of date, we will ask you people to readjust. But you can tell me that it's just informing you people in the chat room, which make no sense to me. Is that what happened?
that's exactly what happened.
All right. So when this happened, the president ever reached out to you people to tell you people why he said there was change of time or change of whatever in the schedule?
No, nobody reached out to anybody.
So the
The
vice
problem
president.
is the vice president I read did not even reach out to anybody. The vice president did not reach out. The president did not reach out. The president only reached out to me when Sa went ahead and pulled in the executive chat room that Roland Akoi had resigned from the LAI as a coach for the Indiana Lone Star. Then they reached out to me. Then he called me. And when the president called me, I told the president how I feel.
Mhm.
And the president didn't understand my grievances. And he told me you are right. That should not have happened. Like all I wanted was a phone call. Reach out to us and tell us exactly what happened in the community. What can we do? Can we cancel or can we postpone or can we reschedule? Whatever.
So this is my second question. If the president have the executive power to cancel whatever according to the communication that was sent in the chat room, was that communication forwarded to the rest of the community members, or it was just in the executive chat and never came out to the community? Because the community is expecting the soccer tournament as well on the 29th. And moreover, to be fair, the soccer tournament is after the funeral, 2:30 as well, right?
Yeah, the game start with on the flyer we said 2:30, but the game gonna kick off at 3.
So
The
then,
game
then,
the
then
game
what's the
kick off at
confusion?
3 o'clock.
Then what's the confusion when we have this whole entire thing ending by 12 o'clock? So what's the confusion?
That I don't understand. That's the part of it I don't understand. Because
So then,
the
go ahead.
tournament start at 2:30. The game kick off at 3 o'clock. It's 3 games. 30 minutes and then we'll be out of there.
Okay.
But I don't understand where they're coming from, telling us that we need to cancel the entire tournament. Nothing should go on that day. You understand? And even I myself are going to attend the funeral because the funeral does not even fall into the schedule of the tournament. It's going to be before the tournament can even start.
So let me get this point, because I'm more involved with the part that the media in which the government choose to inform you people about the cancellation of your game. So it means nobody up to this time have come from the government to call you people officially to have this conversation with you people, right?
Nobody.
So it means the ways and not ways and means, but the IRC chairperson took on to open table and he said whole sorts of things about this thing, how you people heartless and you people taking soccer over people who's dead, and one day it's going to happen to you people. So it means he was informing the community wrongly.
Exactly. He was.
Then he need to apologize. He need to apologize. So
That's why he did.
So I'm here today, and I'm not too okay in terms of the fire that normally come from my belly. So I'm asking you people to please donate to this cause. We will be going to Jersey on the 29th, and we're going to pay our respect to our brother late father, Mr. Aloysius Tito Harris. Is we burying his father on the 29th. And we, the member of Indiana Young Men Association, will be there. We'll be representing the community as well. So we, on behalf of Logan's Hour, we would love to give a purse to Mr. Tito Harris. So we have our information up here to donate. So the Cash App, you can send your Cash App to $ Philip S. Logan. If you want to use Zelle, you can also use the number on the screen there, 401-359-5072. We appreciate every dollar that's going to be sent. If you can send your number as well with your contribution, we're going to tap everything up and put in the envelope. So Mr. Tito Harris or his family member who's going to receive this envelope can also call you to say thank you as well. They receive your donation. What a $5, $10, $15, $20. Don't be ashamed. Do anything you can do for this identical movement. So let's go back to our topic, Mr. Akoi. So let me understand this part of it. I heard that you, Mr. Roland Akoi, because the youth and sport chairperson reached out to you and asked you to serve on that committee as one of the coaches who will help to gather the young people to get involved with soccer. And I heard that you officially resigned that position after this gross disrespect that came to your honorable office. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. So since you turned up in your resignation that you will no longer work with the youth department, has anybody came up from the administration to reach you officially to ask or inquire what happened?
Yes, the president reached out to me.
Okay.
The president reached out to me. The president asked me not to resign. The president told me not to resign. He said, look, it had just been some misunderstanding and you should not resign. It would be good that you can come back and work with the committee. But I told the president, I said, no, I cannot come back and work with this committee because this is complete slap in the face. Why would you appoint people and their opinion does not matter? That's the area I saw that makes no sense to me. If you appoint me to do a piece of job If I'm doing this job, if you need any change in this job, you should reach out to me and tell me, say, look, this job that you are doing, such and such, we need to do able to be able to do this. And which of course I will understand. Even if the president cannot reach out to me, because I understand I was not appointed by the president. At least they should have reached out to my chairman that appointed me. So when I and the president finished talking, I didn't tell the president that I was going to resign because I believe I don't owe the president that.
Yes.
I don't owe the president that because the president did not appoint me. I can't talk with the president and tell the president, say, yes, I'm going to resign. So I just listened to him and I expressed myself to him. And I called the chairman for the youth and sport and tell him I'm no longer interested in the job. So he's the one who has to go and get the message to an immediate boss.
Okay. So since he passed the message on to Mr. Richard Boyer, who the ex official on all standing committees, has the vice president reached out to you as well to find out what's happening?
The vice president did not even reach out to me. And that's that you know what? I don't even want to talk about the vice president.
Wow.
You understand? Because the vice president, that's his job. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Reaching out to every committee and see what is going on and how far you got gone, whatever you got about to do. You understand? But the only thing about the vice president, I will tell you today, Mr. Richard Boyer became vice president of the community because of Judah Parker. Judah Parker could have won with anybody on that ticket. People voted Richard because of Parker. Nobody know Richard yet. Because when Sir went in the executive group chat and he posted in a group chat that Roland Akoi had resigned, the vice president left there and said, tell Roland thank you for his service. That's been very sarcastic. You don't do that. What that shows?
My mom watching this show, so when you're using big words like sarcastic, she don't know what that means. So I understand how you feel. I understand how frustrated
You understand?
You are.
That make me understand like these people does not even care. And I can promise Richard Boyer, if Parker leave the administration, let Richard Boyer run for president for the community. Fine, he will not win in the Liberian terms. We say fine because nobody knows him. Nothing he will win in this community. You understand? So when Richard Boyer making that kind of remark to me, you don't know me. You don't know what I can do. And you, as a vice president, you should have reached out to me. That's your job. And you go on as a good child and telling people, say, tell Roland Akoi thank you for his service. That's an insult to me. That shows me that you don't even care. That you don't even care about the young people of the community.
Wow. Like I said today, I'm not firing much because we are bereaved, but it just I have my brother want to contribute here. Let me hear from him what he wanted to say. He's been calling here, Mr. Jeremiah K. Saleh. And let me see if you're gonna go through my speaker here. Mr. Saleh, how are you? Mr. Saleh?
Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We here. You are live on the Logan's Hour.
Oh yeah, so my name is Jeremiah today. I was calling the show because I'm following the show as usual. And from what has happened, I think it's the misdistribution of communication. And I have few concerns, even though I'm listening to the show. But I have few concerns from my brother within that way.
Okay.
I know Mr. Parker very well, and I think Mr. Parker. It's surprising to me to hear that Mr. Parker said he doesn't need anybody else. But again, maybe the decision from him was an executive decision. But what I think is that I feel like in such a scenario, you guys have already come to the equilibrium of making a 50-50. The old term of the Liberian Association is not inclusive because Melvin is our comrade. We are on the old term. So that they will be helping the three family because he has contributed a quarter to the community when he was living here. And plus, his parents are involved with community activities and community matters. Let that brother Aloysius have it. But when you have a plan if you have a playing program like this, where especially the administration did not spend money, but an individual like William Akoi spent his money, and he was able to come to a certain stand with the association to say, look, you know what? This group will not participate because maybe it's in our age. The administration should see what enough to work with William because at least he had come to a compromise to say, look, even we spend money, we get out from every stuff. And sometimes, let me be real, when people in leadership and they're a little bit novice to this activity, that's what happens. We that play soccer, we know how much expensive it is to run and put teams together and cancel that program closer to time. But most of the people sometimes they don't really care about the activity that we do, the youth do. That's why I must commend William for putting the boss together. That's fun for our community. But you can't start canceling these events because of that. But equally so we can lead to a compromise. So okay, since this group is not participating, something can go on. And plus, when I look at the flyer by 12, they will finish with the burial activity. So the boss will start playing 2 or 3. Some people that even be ready to go on the field to just de-stress or take away their memory. We all, even though we are bereaved, but we all have personal interest. Your interest to go to the bereavement, but not be my interest to go to the bereavement. I'm a sympathize with the bereaved family, and that day I want to go on the field. So at least the administration should come halfway with William Akoi to make it a possibility, rather than canceling the whole event. And if the president says that, I can confirm that, but I think it was not right. But my thing is to my brother Akoi's people is that, I mean, when you're working with people, sometimes we can make mistake decisions, especially when the president reached out to you. I think you should listen to the president because he has future not to resign. Maybe he still see that you can do better things for him in the future. Or just physically resigning and then but you're marching on a bilateral angle, which is with the government and he's on your team. Now, you cannot personalize your marching opinion. If your marching appear on a platform and want to say that, that is opinion. But I don't think the soccer team should punish somebody for their opinion. I don't think your marching opinion is affecting the soccer team in a way because it's also functioning and maybe that's his opinion. That's how maybe the way he stated his opinion, but there's something they call warning. When somebody do something, I don't know if the soccer team have a procedure put into place for those kind of circumstances where you can give him warning or you can come over with a document that way further that way strengthen those kind of things when it happens. But for you to say, oh, the soccer team going to take action against your match, I personally think it's more personal now because maybe the way he speaks to you, you coming back at him, I feel it's personal. The brother should be able to exercise his franchise the way he wants to, as equally as you. As long as it's not detrimental to you, the soccer team should not be punishing your match because you put the soccer team and he making such decision. He was not the one that vetoed the idea. It comes from the president. He worked in the administration and he was giving his opinion. So please, I'm just speaking to your conscience. Please, you see it necessary to go back to that decision you guys are making and regretting the decision. Also, we don't know how the decision was made finally. So again, for us to put Mr. Richard Boya to the wall, everybody in this community have followers. People follow Freddie Logan because they like his style, characteristics, they like how he is. People follow Richard Boya because who he is. When he comes into the community, he integrated himself. We cannot take that from him. I know when these things happen in leadership, it's bittersweet. It's hard to talk. But my brother, sometimes we have to have tolerance for each other. We Liberians, we are difficult to deal with naturally. It's not easy to work with us. But at least let's try to see the point that each of us comes from. And that's the reason why I feel comfortable to always go on Freddie Logan show because no matter what happens, you can come on Freddie Logan show and contribute. Other platforms, you have to be in the red hand of somebody, or somebody disagree personal. But people are disagree with everybody, they still go on the show. And that's why I feel comfortable, and that's why they call democracy. The same way you go on for this show and you're exercise a franchise, the same way with your matching can go on another show and exercise a franchise. So my brother, just back, please look at your matching, what you guys are going to do, I see you're trying to be better because other than that, we live in a small community, you're going to suspend all of your soccer members because the decision they made. Thank you very much. But how no contribution will fall back, but now that's what I got to say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Saleh. And that's a beautiful point as well. Mr. Roland Akoi, if you got anything to say on that?
The like actually what Jeremiah said,
Mm-hmm.
he makes some sense. And that's something that we will sit down and we'll talk about as a team,
Mm-hmm.
because he the only reason why we came out with that decision, if Jeremiah Chia was not part of the team, we wasn't going to come out with that decision. Because now when we met and we discussed as a team, we
Mm-hmm.
believe that whatever we about to do, we think that Jeremiah Chia will take information from the team chat room and be carrying it to open table and be discussing about the team.
And your team is not political.
The team is not political. We don't do these things. This is a soccer team. I told you, I said the only reason why I came on this show today is because they went and put the flyer on open table and tried to discuss and call all kind of names that we don't got heart, we don't care, we won't go play football the day when people die. That's the only reason why I came here. If they wasn't going to
Okay.
go on open
I,
table
I,
and say
I heard
anything, we
I
was
heard
we
Mr.
wasn't going to say
Mr.
anything.
I heard Mr. Chia calling on the young people not to show up.
Yes, he also go calling people not to show up. He said he had reached out to people in Kentucky. The Kentucky, when people come from Kentucky, they are not going to come here to play soccer. They are going to come here for funeral. Who told you that? You don't have that information. Even though people will come from Kentucky to come and to with the Bereaved family. But who told you that people is not coming from Kentucky to come and join to grant our occasion? You don't have that power to cancel soccer game. You really don't. Because regardless, people go to the park or people not go to the park, there are bystanders that will just be walking by and just stand up on the field to watch the game.
All right, so let's get this point now, because my point here too is, let's understand the Liberian Association, the youth department, this soccer tournament is not under the youth department anymore. But we haven't seen any communication up to say that the youth and sport would not be part of this all soccer tournament that is coming up. So what happened? What happened with administration telling the community why the youth and sport would not be part of this soccer tournament that is coming up? Other than that, I heard Mr. Jeremiah Chia saying it, and he represents a real significant information dissemination arm of this government. So why is it they couldn't just put that into a fine print and put it on the chat room and tell people why you say that the youth and sport department is not part of this? So they're just going to leave it as it is and just make everybody to assume that because somebody died, so it means everything should shut down. I know we all bereaved currently because of our brother Melvin, who used to live here, and he moved out of the state, and his father lived here. His father is a dues payer, and his father is part of the men's group. I know how they're taking these funerals so dearly. Even me too, we are bereaved. We have our brother Tito Harry as well. But because of that, I mean, every other thing that is planned to take place in this town is supposed to shut down because of that. Because I know this flyer been up, the period of this soccer tournament been up. Mr. Savannah Spilly, who is the main person behind this funeral, who is running beyond arranging hall, running beyond friends of Melvin. I reached out to him personally. I said, Mr. Spilly, I know how you running after this funeral. I know how you serious about giving your friend a befitting funeral. But what do you make of this soccer tournament? And Mr. Savannah Spilly said to me, I think he's watching currently, and he said to me, this is his word. He said, Philip, there's nothing wrong with these guys having a soccer tournament. I said, why? He said, because moreover, we arranged this funeral and everything should end by 1 o'clock. So if the guy having a soccer tournament by 2 o'clock or 2:30, people can leave from the funeral and also go to the soccer tournament. So what's the big deal? Why is people want to politicize the soccer game? That's a good thing to bring the young people together. So why is people politicizing it? And he and I said we had a conversation on the phone. I said, but I don't know. I heard people talking about how the soccer tournament is bad, and the people had the stuff playing a long time. So even if you have your wedding planned, because for some circumstances somebody died in the community, you're going to cancel your wedding.
Exactly.
So the people have to be fair to you people. Jeremiah Chie have to apologize to. But whatever decision you guys came up with during the executive meeting of your soccer Sunday, it's not political. So that's why I don't want you to put it publicly, because you know these kind of things when you put it publicly, then everybody want to make it look political. Now they want to bring your team on the spotlight. But I think you'll have to demand or open apology for him. And if there's any punishment or line of punishment in terms of first warning, second warning, or whatever way you can do it, you have to tell him uh, the guidelines are set for your organization, because you can come up openly and tell people none of the players should show up, and that make no sense. That made no sense. Yeah, for you, Mr. Akoi.
And then even like Tito Harris. Tito is the senior goalkeeper. He has always been with us. When Tito dad passed, I've been with Tito back and forth. Like even today, I spoke to him. I went to Tito's house and I sat down with Tito one on one. I said, Tito, your dad passed, and the soccer tournament is the 29th. And what do you want us to do? Do you want us to continue with this, or we should cancel because of your dad? And the Lord told me, he said, no, you guys, we are going ahead. You guys should go ahead and play. I'm going to be in Jersey that day, but you go ahead and play. You don't have to cancel the tournament because of that. If Tito who would tell me and say, look, let's see how best we can hold on to it and cancel, I will go into cancel because of Tito Harris. Yes, I will. Because he is part of the team.
Okay. And two, if the Liberian Association of Indiana, if the leadership could have reached out to you people and call you people to maybe a quick emergency meeting and explain to you why it's necessary that you cancel this tournament, will you have done similar thing as well?
Yes, I will cancel.
So the reason why your tournament going to continue because of the gross disrespect that they were issuing to your own institution as well, right?
Yes. I feel like they don't care about us. They don't care about what we do. Our voice does not even matter. Whatever we say does not matter in this community. Like anything we say, they don't count. They can go ahead and do whatever they want to do. And we are the youth of this community. I'm not the youth, but the youth of this community, I see how best I can put them together. You understand? These guys, they trust me. They believe in me. When I call them, they will come. They will show up. Because why? They understand that I go beyond to do things for them. So that's why they listen. And when I tell them to do something and they do it, and we move on. You understand?
Thank you
so
so
people
much.
can go. So people can go and say, "Oh, the youth of the community. When we call them for game, they don't come. They don't show up. They only listen to Roland." It's not because of me being around them. You see, Philip, when I'm out there with these boys, the Lee, the Alex, you see me and then we look at peer group. I don't take myself special than them. I will go, I will play with them. They will get game. Like Alfonso playing D1 scholarship. Info win. Where do we start that from? Right here in Indy.
It's true.
When I recruited him.
Not to cut you off. All the boys show up. The Dominic, the Ernest, and everybody show up. Yeah.
Some of the players on the team, they live afar for win. Noblesville, South Bend. It's not just limited to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that. So when I call them, you see them, they come from that far to come to represent this community, to come and play. You understand? And some of the kids that got D1 scholarship, that playing for their colleges and stuff, if you don't open an avenue for them, how are they going to grow up in the game? They will not grow up, they will not develop. The moment they come home, the game will die. And when they go back on campus, they may probably drop them from these colleges, from this scholarship, because they are not training. So I thought it was to open a door for Indiana that during the summertime, when there is nothing for them to be doing, let me put them together to keep them together so they can play together. This is the first time in a long time since Sasamba left. This is the first time for this community to have a Liberian team with all Liberian players. It had never happened for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Because nobody will care anymore. So I thought we used to go in league. You will find different Liberian kids playing for different countries. Lee will play for Togo, Ellis playing for Cameroon, or Ellis playing for another country. So when I saw this thing, I said, why I can't able to bring these Liberian kids together under one umbrella? that we go as a Liberian. That's how I founded the Indiana Lone Star in 2022, to be able to put them together as one team.
You are right. You are right. And I can testify to that because I stayed there as the assistant coach as well. So I can testify. I know what it takes. So I have Mr. Sawenda Samba calling here. So he's the chairman of the youth and sports department. So let's hear from Mr. Samba. Go ahead, sir. How are you?
Hello, Philip. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You are live on the Logan's Hour.
Thanks for taking my call on this show. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you so much, sir. Go ahead.
I would just like to say publicly, even though I spoke with Roland privately,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say to him publicly,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for accepting the position that I asked you to do. And thank you for working with me and helping me do some of the things we did at the beginning. I wish you could have continued. But I understand your point. I understand where you're coming from. Because what you're doing today, I did the same thing in the past. Even Jeremiah that called earlier, he knows what we did back in the day. This community have never supported a football program. So we used to do things here. I think only 2 administrations did it. They helped us a few times. But when Roland and myself spoke about going forward with the youth and sport and the football program,
Mm-hmm.
was to make it to a point where at the end of the day we will have this team underneath the association. So tomorrow, let's say July 26th come, they say we're doing football program. We say, oh yeah, we got the boys, because they are independent entity right now. They have been. They're not under the LAR, from my understanding, from what we spoke of.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was after this program was to bring the football program under the LAR umbrella, so that when there's football program or when another state call and say, oh, we have a program going, can you send your team? LAR, they say, yeah, we say we have a team. But when they are independent, if they play in the league and LAR get called to bring a team, they call the football team, Roland say we have a game that day, or we have a tournament that we're doing. Not the 29, but just going forward. So this was an opportunity for the association to kind of own this team, to say, and be proud of it that we got the boys under us, because it never happened before. We always been an independent the soccer team has always been an independent thing from a long time. And this was an opportunity for it to come underneath the program, under the LAR. But things have expired, things have gone on, not communication, people can say it didn't happen, it happened here. Roland have decided to do what he do, and I supported him. I support him in his decision. I told him strictly, whatever he wants to do, because when this thing started, I heard rumor through the vines.
Mm-hmm.
And I called a meeting with the committee, and I asked, I'm hearing this, and even people call me. But here and there, they've made a decision. The decision have come to the point Roland have decided to take this program independently. And that's why you see the flyer came out without the LAR logo the very next week or a few days later, because it's going to be an independent thing, and he's going to run it. Because Roland came here, we saw here, we had meetings, and we paid for the park out of his pocket. He paid for the park. I helped him arrange for referees. He already paid a deposit to referees, because if you don't pay these referees, they don't come. I'm a ref myself,
Mm-hmm.
but like he said, I cannot ref the tournament because people think I'm biased. So we went outside for him to find a referee, and we did that. He put deposit for these things. Even Sao, we have a Sao. He's a licensed referee in the state of Indiana, in USA,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a Liberian. So he did that. So when he decided to go outside and do this independently, and I supported him, and he told me he no longer want to continue working with the youth and sport. I understand his point of view. It's very frustrating when you try to do things and there are people there just trying to not work with you. And that you can see the frustration Roland faced today. Even in his voice, the frustration is there. And I wish it could have continued. I wish it could have been better, but it didn't go far. Here we are. What can we do now? Okay? What can we do now? Can we talk to Roland and bring him back? I don't know. Okay. Everybody in the community has an opinion, but they don't know some of the background behind these things. There are a lot of background going on. There are a lot of things behind it, but everybody has an opinion.
So, Mr. Chairman, before you leave, I know I want to ask you one question before you leave. So, how did the administration communicate with you people in terms of the cancellation of the program?
I'm in the community. I'm in the administrative staff chat. Mm-hmm. So the chat it went back and forth until I believe sometime last week, the communication came to me, and I passed it on to the member that are not in the group chat. Because I had a meeting with the member that are not in the group chat, and I let him know that this is what's going on and this is what's happening. And when we had our meeting, believe me, you Philip, we meet almost every week. This committee, we meet almost every week here at my house, or sometimes we do on the phone. Roland will be driving, and we'll meet, we'll talk, because we're trying to plan things properly. And things should be done right. So we meet every day, especially for this event. That's why I say people don't know the background or how it started, where it was, and there's a lot of chatter. And I just wish that people can know things before they start talking. Like, for instance, the chairman for the RRC, if he's speaking the way he's speaking, he's speaking on behalf of the administration to me. I'm taking it as he's speaking on behalf of the administration. He can say, oh, he's not, he's no. You are the RRC. I've been told. When you speak, you're speaking as administrator. So he's speaking as administrator, calling people, telling them they don't have soul. These young men that are underneath us, that are working with us, that are playing with us, when you say those things, they're not happy. They've been giving. I see them. They're telling me, is that what the community is thinking about us?
Even the captain of the team, that is an Panto, he's not happy.
Yeah, he's not happy. They're telling us, is this what the community think of us? Jeremiah right here, he's sitting right here. He knows what we used to go through. I used to charge them, or him and the older guy used to charge them to pay towards the league. They used to be frustrated that the association cannot help. Okay, and yes, Roland, he has come this far. He's taking the second string of this, and he's doing everything he can to keep the young boys out. And then people go on show and people go on air and say they don't have no empathy. That's not right. These are people. These are kids. You say those things to them. Tomorrow they see you in the corner. They'll say, "Oh, B-Buddy, you want to talk to them?" They will not respect you. Possibly, they might not want to talk to you. So we have to do better. Yeah. We cannot just come out here and start saying things, because what he said, I know where it came from, but that's a different story. Okay, I know where it came from. Yeah. But we need to be careful not to just throw jabs or throw things out here at people when you don't know the background of things. If you want to make certain, I can hang up.
Yeah, you okay? I can send you the link if you want to come on.
Okay.
Mr. Jeremiah, go ahead before Roland come in quick. If you want to ask Roland a question, asking your question, go ahead.
No, I already talked to you more. To be real, I just want to buttress where I was saying, right?
I think you come in broken.
You hear me now?
Yeah, but your voice is kind of a cracking. But go ahead. I think they can hear you.
But are you hearing me now? I want to make sure.
Okay. Yeah, but your voice is cracking.
Is it still cracking?
Yeah, it's still cracking.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can go off and come out. Just wipe your webcam small, because your image lower a little door as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just go out and come back and see if it more clearer. All right, Mr. Akoi, go ahead.
You see, as Sal was saying, he too is feeling very disappointed about this. So I have worked hard to make the program to be a success. It's not just easy for you to put soccer team together to host a tournament. It's a hard work. And if I were not going to go in my pocket to start spending money, this program it was going to be a complete failure. You understand? But I did this to make the administration look good. Even though they didn't give me no money. My brother, I went ahead and spent almost $400. At the end of the day, who take the glory? The Paco administration. See what Sai is saying? Sai is saying doing this other person administration, that's the time this thing used to happen in this time. So when people do things, they look at administration. You understand?
You're right.
So is using another administration as a reference. And that's why I promised this administration. I told Judah Parker, I said, in this time, and nobody will remember your administration, but they will remember your administration, that in this administration, the youth of this community were together and they had a perfect soccer team. You understand? And we were even planning to see how best we can start getting a keeper team to bring a keeper team on board. All these things, it take planning. I will come from work at 5 o'clock, leave my family, go to Sasamba house. We will stay to Sasamba house to like 10 or 11 o'clock in the night. Planning. If you look at, I send a receipt
Mhm.
of the park that I already been paid for. Look at the
Yeah.
time that that park was paid for. See what time? It was almost 12 o'clock in the morning.
Fede, you can hear me? I don't
Yeah,
think
we
you're
can hear
good.
you clear now,
Oh,
Jeremiah.
okay, thank you. I'm sure. All
Uh-huh.
right.
Go
It was
ahead.
almost 12 o'clock in the morning when I did that payment for the park. Because my fear was we already gave
Mhm.
the people a venue on the flyer. If the people are saying we should wait for the 23rd before they can pass budget, we will lose the park. And where will the program be held? Then they will come back to us and say it was poor planning, and which of course they didn't give our dime.
You're
So I
right.
spend my money to make the organization look good. At the end of the day, the park administration will take the glory. And I spoke to my team that after the tournament, we are no longer going to be independent. We will go directly on the LAR. And the boys agree with me. They said, really, no problem. If you say we should go, we will go. You understand? So I was
Mhm.
trying to give the community their own team that they never had in a very long period of time.
You're right.
Because it take time, it take work to be able to put these boys together. Even when we're going for practice, I have to produce water. Some of them come for game. I have to give them gas money. I buy gas for some of them that come from all the way Noblesville, the one that come from South Bend. I give them gas money to be able to come for practice, to come for game. I spend my own money on them. We go in various tournament around here. Like the last time you were with us in the church tournament. We paid
Mm-hmm.
$500 to register in that tournament. Who
Yeah.
paid that money? I did.
That you. That you. I remember that.
I went in my pocket. I registered them. When they get yellow card, who pay for the yellow card? I pay for the yellow card. When they
Mm-hmm.
need water, I buy water for them. I went ahead and bought a jersey from Liberia and printed a jersey that I paid almost $1,000 for, just to be able to put the kids together. And you come and say we don't have no soul? Like seriously? You know how many money I spent on the kids of the community? If you can get the children to play soccer for you, you cannot tell them to start paying money. They're not going to play and bring money.
Yeah.
You
Are you ready?
understand?
Let's
So I
let
take
me
the
hear from
responsibility to be able to take care of them.
you. Right. You're right. Hey, Megan, let hear from the co-chair on the youth department. Let's hear from you, Bernice.
I just want to say hi, everybody, and thanks for letting me on.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I just want to say, Roland, I'm really proud of the effort and everything you have put in with the youth in sports. As you know, I've talked to you personally in reconsidering, but I understand your points and where you come from. Um, I think people are looking at it one sided. The only thing they're looking at is, oh, people are bereaved and it should be respected and all of these things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the tournament, everything going on is in no way, shape, or form disrespect to the family or anything like that. We have to learn in our community sometimes how to coexist two things. Um, because like it was said before, I know when people would say, oh, somebody had planned their wedding before, and people would say, oh, wedding is something different. But I could have planned a birthday party. I could have planned anything else, besides a wedding or something else. And a funeral that would still leave time for the whole community to go to and still, grieve with the family and everything like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it shouldn't stop something from coexisting in the same day that would be at the end of the day. Yes, they have a repast after, but everybody don't have to stay at the repast the whole time, or um be there all day. They can go from the funeral, which is important to sympathize with the family, and also go to the game as well. And
Mm-hmm.
just to a side note, anybody that really knows Melvin know Melvin love community things. So this would have been also been something good to dedicate to him in his memory as well, for the community to show support to the family as well. um the thing, and another thing too that people don't understand is respect. We have been playing this program for since March. Like Roland said, we've been meeting every weekend, every Friday, while everybody is partying, wherever we are meeting, we are planning things, we are getting things together to make sure everything is executed correct. I
Mm-hmm.
typed up these letters we sent to these teams, you know, to send out. So you cannot just come and make an executive decision and don't consider the work and time that we have put in. And everybody say, "Oh well, you guys heard about it. You should have called the administration." We called them when we were planning. We told them everything that were going on. It's called respect and it's called courtesy. The same respect that they want us to have for other committees and the administration, they have to show the same thing to us. And as far as a comment Jeremiah Saleh made about, you know, them not taking Jeremiah chair comments personal because it was something made by the administration. Let's understand. Coming out and giving a statement made by the administration is different than adding your personal feelings. When you added when he added his personal feelings into this about how Roland was being insensitive or whatever the comments were, because I don't like to repeat things if it's not verbatim, that was personal. And being a part of the team and knowing the effort and the time he put in, that is what people say diarrhea of the mouth, where you just come out and speak negatively about somebody and something and not even acknowledging the effort, time, and money that he had already put in. But you know why he couldn't do that? Because he didn't know the effort and time that we put in. Because you know why? Nobody gave us the courtesy to say, "Oh, let's call them and see how we can best do this." They felt like, "Oh, because we can make an executive decision, we will just make it." Like he said, it's a slap in the face. Because when they call us and ask us to do this job, and when we put the team together, we put it together on the base of moving our community forward. Understand? So in moving the community forward, we have to learn now how to coexist things in the community to where everybody feel enchanted on what is going on. Everybody feel included. So people can say all these things behind the scene, but if they don't know what's going on really, then it's all assumptions. And so that is why a phone call should have been placed. Even now, the only corresponding we got that it was canceled was what was put in the chat room. We have not received a personal phone call to say, "Hey, guys," even if they wanted to move the the thing over to another date. We haven't even gotten a call to say, "Hey, does this date work?" So we can appropriately tell the people who we invited, "Hey, this is the date we're trying to postpone it to. Do you guys agree with this?" We cannot just look at it one-sided. There are other people involved, and we have to respect other people's time. Those people from Kentucky and other places have took off of work. They have found ways, cars, and ways to get down here. How can we just say, "Oh, we're just going to cancel," without giving them, a good reason and also a new plan? So it's only fair that we have to be fair across the board and respect people's time and effort that they put into place to bring things to the community.
You are so right. You are so right. And I want to personally say to the both of you guys here, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the chairman as well. He called. And in all fairness, you people needed to be respected as a committee. But however, every captain know how to run his own ship. So let's hear from Mr. Chairman. Silly.
You on
muted,
mute.
Mr.
Yeah, thank you again once more. I'm not in any way preferring measures for the administration. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to see some of the reason why we should little bit compromise uh, with all of the bereavement we have in our community, especially uh, brother Tito Harry, who is on the team, is also bereaved as our brother. And as a community, we cannot be doing bias analysis or bias support on what we want to do and what we don't want to do. However, I must commend these people for um, coming up to support the initiative when it comes to the soccer team. We bought on that soccer team before. I served as assistant captain for the Liberian soccer team before, so I know where it is. Sarah was my coach. Gabriel Emma was my coach. And Roland Akoi is doing a lot because back then we used to take money from our own account. People never supported the soccer team. And it has always been like that in our community. And that's one of the fun for the youth. In our community, when it comes to the soccer team, every administration account, that's the last issue. That's the last thing they proffer. But then during the elections, the very youth come and vote in large amount. That's when they collect them from everywhere, every corners. And that's very bad. But then as soon as it comes to supporting the sport aspect, then it's not necessary. They don't see it, they don't deem it necessary. And that's the reason why I'm in solidarity with William Akwe, that some of us personally know Mervin. Mervin was here, he contributed his quarter, he been with us. But I don't think the burial of Mervin should completely cancel the tournament that an individual has spent money. Now, the association said the budget have to be passed before they even give you guys money. What's the guarantee they will give all of your money back, all your expenditure for drink and everything? We don't know that. But they're just going to probably come up with a budget and give you whatever they have. That's something I'm suspecting. So when you spend your own personal money and reach out, you put a lot of energy into it. The fact that the Labrador Lone Star, the old timer, we were taking out of the tournament for Mervin, that's enough. They should have not veto to say that you guys cannot go on with the tournament, because I believed that after the tournament we could still go to Mervin, because you know our Labrador will be there up to 1 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So the tournament started at 3. Some players will even go to the funeral service, and then by 12:01 they get on the field, and after the game they go back to the house to celebrate. Now the most vast majority of Mervin age group, which happen to be some of us, we were not going to play anyway because our team got taken out of the tournament. So we will be there to do the run around and help the family in their endeavors. But I don't also want my brother William Akwe to base that one happiness in the leadership. Then he said, "Oh, he's been disrespected and stuff." I want him to reconsider, because if we all start running away from response, not running away, I will not use that word. If we all start being feeling disenchanted and leaving our community will not have service. These are some of the things when you're in leadership you have to fight. These are some of the things you have to stand up to. And I'm encouraging you guys, especially of the youth and sport, there will be a lot of holding and pulling, because that's not one of the government efforts. Since I've been living this community, so I said it, that's not one of the places to focus. I always said it, even before this election, I said the youth are usually used as tools in this community. We are used as tools to proffer people agenda. And you can see it in this community, even with this leadership, other leadership. Few youth that are in solidarity with this leadership will fight you. They will go against your ideology, because you're not thinking like them, because they are probably in bed with the leadership, or the person the leadership like them. But then when they're not there,
Jeremiah, sorry, not to cut you up. We want to say very big thank you to our sister Rose Andrew. She just donated $50 to the bereavement in New Jersey on the 29th. Mr. Tito Harris' father uh, funeral service will be going for. Will be making some donations there as well. So she just contributed $50 to that. So if you want to do yours, you can see the number on here, the Cash App number, the Cash App, and the Zelle. You can also go ahead and send your contribution as well. Go ahead. Sorry for that.
yes, sir. Thank you very much, my brother. I'm begging you, and then also, I don't know Jeremiah's exact statement, and I don't think Jeremiah will be that insensitive to you, when especially as a coach on a team, to just make statement like that. The fact that I don't have that statement, I don't watch the show, means I can't speak to that. But I'm just appealing for us to find a common ground. I mean, that's my first time publicly appealing to you, because if you leave the administration because of what has happened, I mean, there's a lot of people, July 26 coming on, other things. I mean, for the interest of our community, we just have to try to get around some of these things that will happen to us. I know it's personal. I know it hurts when you put your effort into some things and people look down at you and stuff. But my brother, we just have to look at the bigger picture, because some of these people, they don't know how we are striving this community to put this community to even the level it stays. So this, because the community has grown and spread around, people can just say any gibberish to anybody. People can act to anybody anyhow, especially when they have an opportunity and sit on the right hand side of Jesus Christ. They can say anything. But equally so, we should not be taking people's statement personal. So let's be able to compromise, because I feel that your decision too was harsh, my brother. I know you. Zui, I know you. So I'm begging you, just calm down a little bit and see the reason why, because those boys depending on you. Please try to see how you can help. That's just my personal appeal to you as a friend.
That's it. Mr. Akoi, you got anything to say to that?
Actually, Jeremiah said it all. What Jeremiah is saying is the truth. You see, in this community, I will tell you one thing, Mr. Logan. There are certain things, there are just certain people can be able to do it. When a particular individual is not part of it, for it to work, it'd be difficult. It may work, but it'd be very difficult to work. Because I saw during the Tati administration how we struggle in the community to get one correct soccer game. We didn't have it. And that was because I decided to stay back and not to work with the administration. But when Tati reached out to me, I was able to work with him in the last minute of his administration, that we were able to have at least one good IE and Paro game before his administration was over. You understand? So, but with this Paco administration, it's different. This administration, we're trying to build for the administration to have their own team that have already been built, that are going to submit to this administration for the work that I have done. So the only reason why I told you that I came on this show, it is because that Jan Volida and Jeremiah Tie, when they went and tried to say something about the team. And when Jan started preaching about spirit of division, that Roland Akoi is trying to divide the community and what have you.
Roland, sorry. In the meantime, while you're here for different reasons, we're also taking some donation here. So I want to say a very big thank you to our brother G Consistent Morris Guo. Thank you for the $40 as well. That will be going towards our trip to New Jersey to sympathize with our brother Elisha Harris. So if you don't mind, we will be putting all those that are donating, will put your name and your phone number. So after the finish, the family can call you and say, hey, we received your donation. Thank you for at least doing a little for us. Thank you. Go ahead, Morris. Say Roland.
So as I was saying, my job in this community is to always fight on the youth. For me, what I believe in is youth empowerment. I believe that potential kids in the community, I can get some of these kids going to college, and they don't have to pay college tuition. Their talent can send them to school. It's a lot of them out here. But how can we do that as a community? That when these kids come home, we able to open an avenue for them. And even I'm trying to see how best I can open a training section to start recruiting from 13-year-old and above. That when the older ones are leaving, that will always get people to replace when you leave. These are things that are working on for this community. How can we do this to get kids off the street? Because during the summertime, these kids actually they have nothing to do. They got nowhere to go. They sit in the house and just be playing video game. But what can we do to get the kids out of the house from playing video game all day? How can these kids come around to be able to socialize? Some of the kids that we got in the community, they don't even know how to make friends. They don't even know. But when we open this avenue, it will make them to be able to come out and meet friends, and so they can learn something that will be able to help them tomorrow in the future. You never know. Some of these kids can come out and get a great scholarship to go to college, where the parents don't even have to pay anything. So these are programs that are putting in place to be able to work with LAI, so we can be able to work with the city to see how best we can get some of these things in place. But when they start throwing all of our ideas on the table, so how are we going to function? So that way I'm getting frustrated because the plan that I have is big, and LAI should be able to support these things. Because how am I going to do these things with all the help of the organization? We
Yeah.
need the organization. That I may say, yeah, I need the organization. But that's how I will be able to function. You understand? But as Jeremiah said, that's something to think about. And that's something that we can all sit down and brainstorm to see how best we can work together. Because my goal for the community is not to divide this community, but to see the community in one big unity on how best we can unite. And I believe sport unite people than any other thing. That's what I believe. Sport can bring people together. It will unite people, that people will forget all their grievances when it is time for sporting event. And everybody will come under one big umbrella and be able to have fun and celebrate and do everything that's a one big family. So that's why I always push my agenda to see how best we can get kids off the street, to make the kids to be able to participate and be able to sell LAI to the younger generation. Because you should understand, LAI is a business. How can we sell LAI to the young generation? How can the kids come?
Sir, tell that thing behind you, man, will be here today. Sorry.
How can the kids come to join LAI? You have to give them something that they like,
Probably.
and when they
Mhm.
see that and they like it, and we encourage them to come to the organization. I can even get all my players to be a due payer. If you can remember, it, this election, it was one of the elections that majority of the youth of the community voted. Reason why I put on our group chat that we need to register and we need to vote, and every member of the team had to be a due payer to LAI. These are things that I'm working on. And you just come and do this. Then, and if I go to them now and say something to them about LAI, what are they going to say? These people do not need our running. Why are you forcing on them? You understand my
It's true.
point? That's the reason why I'm getting frustrated. Because I'm trying to sell LAI to the younger. The only way we're going to make money in this organization is by people paying their dues. So how can we get majority of the community to be a due payer? It's by doing some of these things. We sell LAI to the younger generation. Or else, when we the older generation leave, there will be no LAI. Because the generation, they will not have no interest. Because we didn't sell it to them. So they will have no interest. That's the
You're
reason
right.
why you see I'm getting frustrated when it comes to some of these decisions that the executive make.
You're right. So let's hear from Mr. How they call him, the chairman himself, Mr. Wanda Samba. Then we'll go to the man in the dark.
Hello, Philip. How are you? Hello, everybody on the panel. First of all, I'm here as an
Mhm.
individual, not as the chair for LAI Youth and Sport.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here as an individual. Jeremiah, you said something that we used to struggle. The only time that people see us or the association see us is during election time. What we used to tell them, don't bring politics to us. Because they didn't, when we used to play, we would travel from here, go places. Even in the city, they didn't give us water. They didn't bring jersey. Like one administration bought jersey for us. Okay. One administration took us to Columbus. The
See, her
rest of it was
father
all
brought,
ours.
why I still give her
Yes.
respect. She was the
Yes.
only one that supported the soccer team.
Yes. JD Walker bought jersey. But before that, it was me, Gabriel, Columbus Zena, when we all started, we used to do our own thing. The only time the community knew the football team was July 26th, or when there was an event. Who makes the program goes? The football team. Okay. And when Roland took over, he been doing this. When we spoke, the idea was to bring this underneath the umbrella. Okay. That's why you see he was making sure these boys was registering. It's not just to vote for individual, but to make sure they're part of the association. So tomorrow, when the association say we need this, they can say, okay, we're already paying our dues. You don't have, if you're in the bar, just it, we pay dues, you do it. And the thing is, what people fail to realize, what Roland was doing, what their plan was to make money on that particular day and keep it with us and keep it for the boys. The association, him and the association agreed. That was a fundraiser event. It was a fundraiser event. That's what Roland. That's the idea. It was a fundraiser event to make money that day, so that not everything that the association will have to get money and give it to the boys. There was an arrangement. All of this was there. So that's what Roland came with, and that's why I me at the time I said the chairman, which I am, but like I said, I'm not representing the association here. It was good that Roland did this. Now Jeremiah said something about we forgive, but you see the thing is, Jeremiah, when we sit there and say we hold your phone, we beg you, we do this, what happens? It keep going on. It keep happening, and who suffer? The person that accepted suffer every time from the Liberian community. Not just in this community, almost everywhere we go. When something happened to somebody or somebody insult somebody, what we do? Oh, we're Liberians. Oh, we can put it aside. When are we going to move from that stage? To know that when you hurt somebody, there's a reason why that person feel the way they feel. So this man is in this position. He's made a decision from the association. I've heard him, and the boys know this. Believe me, the boys know this. Now we have the charter is the association don't care for us, even though we pay dues. Okay. So now, what would it take? It's a lot behind it. So this idea, this point of we need to think about things and do that. So how about the other people need to think about it before they make decision, possibly? Okay. Maybe they need to think before they make decision. They need to think before they talk.
So the reason is they're not going to find a utopian leadership. There will be always
That's
problems with leadership. Even
but,
you
but
as
we're never gonna move on.
let
We
me
will
have
never
a
move
question,
on.
sir. Even you as my coach, as a soccer team, we didn't clash several times. But
We did.
and we move on, and that's why we have one of the strongest team back then. So
We did.
things were happening. That's my thing.
But what happened? Did we continue as one later on? What happened? The
We
team
all grown.
because guess what?
We all grown.
Not only that, you could have stayed on. James could have stayed on. We all could have stayed on and helped bring the next group up. But there was frustration because we kept sweeping on this. They say you sweeping on the rug. We kept sweeping on the rug and we kept moving on. So at the end of the day, it kept going this way, it kept going, and it kept going. It didn't go this way. So how can we change? We can change by doing it different. We have to do it different. You and I did. I saw you to sit down. You say you're not sitting out the field. On our ride home, what happened? It was not easy. The next day we had to play because you had to play. But when we started moving on, we didn't move on the right way and move on the wrong way because there was clashes all the time. So this is why I'm saying that we can't just, I'm not saying Roland cannot make a decision. Don't get me wrong. But people, there are consequences when you make decisions. And those consequences affect people.
But just my question to you is, sorry, Philip, you brought William on, right? So do you
Yes.
have the way if William leave, do you have a better alternative because you serving that role, you knew that he was capable for that role, and you brought him on.
Yes.
Even though you feel that all of you guys were disrespected because the way the decision was made, but you as a youth and sport head, you try to stay on. But the man you brought on to help you to assist you to make the job smoother for you, he gone. Do you have an alternative for that role, or do you have a better approach?
I can do that role. But the thing is, I'm not going to bring the football team on. I cannot do the football team. The football team is an independent entity. So they have to decide if they want to come back with the association because that was the plan. They made a decision. But after this, I'm not talking on behalf. That's just what they're telling us. So that was this. Roland came in to work with sports. James was there to work with sports. Okay. We already had kickball team setting up already. So maybe we'll continue the kickball team, but the football team is an independent entity on its own. If right now they told me if I want to bring them in,
Because the thing that
this
surprises me when the football team
uh
become independent, because we always have been a soccer team.
we were never LAI soccer team. Remember, we used to tell them we have Liberians, we have Sierra Leonean, we have
Yeah,
Angoran. Okay,
exactly.
so
Yes,
we're not LAI football team. We were predominantly Liberians. We were not a
yes.
LAI team. So that's what we were. We have never fallen under the umbrella of LAI. Only when the one administration said we need you for July 26, then we say we y'all can just call every time July 26. What you're doing for before that? That's when they step up. They did something. And this is the independent team now. They're paying money for the jersey. They want to pay money for the league. So if the administration wants to, we have to sit back at the table. That's coming from as an independent group. So he came. I brought him in to work with me. So this is the idea, to bring the football team, because I saw that he had a football team. Yeah, they've always been independent. We never fall under LAI. We have never ever have. We play on July 26th because of certain circumstances, but we never fall under LAI. This was the chance that when I brought Roland in was to make a difference, because I was there once upon a time. But I'll be quiet if anybody want to say something. Philip, you muted.
Yeah, I said Mr. Javon Smith in the back. Javon, let's hear from you.
Man, the squad car.
All right, so if we can hear from Javon, then first of all, okay, I think he just on mute here. So some of you who following us here, currently we have raised $90, so we're still looking up to donations. So we'll be going to New Jersey. You know, our brother lost his father, so we're going there to pay our tribute, and we're paying our tribute to represent the people of Logan's Hour as well, and ourselves. So let's represent well. So we have $40 from Mr. Morris Gould, and we have $50 from our sister Rose Bayou. So we still have the donations scrolling on there. We have the Cash App information, and we have the Zelle information. So please note that we'll put your number along when we donate, when we giving these donations, so they can reach out to you as well to tell you thank you. So we say thanks again. And Jiva, are you there?
Yep.
All right, let's hear from you.
Well, good evening to everyone. Again, yes, the man in the dark. I don't know why you keep putting that spot on me, but
You
it's
got a man got
situational.
record being the dog.
Yes, it's situational based on my situation. But
That's true.
I just started following along, so I didn't
Mhm,
pick up all the points from the very beginning.
mhm,
But I like to uh, look at this thing starting from the issue that they ran into with this soccer league that was trying to set up. The
mhm.
first issue they ran into was the budget.
Yeah.
Um, it- uh, I want to give Paco the credit for making an executive decision, um, but when it comes to the budget, when did he know that budget has to be approved before money can be taken out of an account? When the very Paco, or it's only when it benefits him and the Boya and the Kiri and the Fambule and those elected when it benefits them before they would take money out without a budget being approved for something for the community. We still have the issue of the question needs to be answered. This very leadership took money out of the budget, and Parker been serving in this role as financial secretary before, so he knows very well. But when it benefits him, he goes ahead and whatsoever means he uses and remove money without budget being passed. Now, it came for the inauguration.
Mhm.
They didn't see no problem with that. $500 that was needed for deposit for a hall. They took more than they took $2,000 or $2,500 before the budget was passed. Okay, let's move on from there. So that's one of the point. That's just one of the flaw right there. It's glaring. It's something that the community needs to keep raising issue on. Because if we don't talk on it, I know Jeremiah said, they say, oh, when something happened with the person, yeah, that's sorry, let it go. Let somebody say that is something that we will say, let's let it go. Okay, then try and be consistent. You have a youth and sport that was trying to organize a soccer team. Yes, right practices will be that before we get any money for budget, the budget has to be approved before we take money from the account. What you did it for the benefit personally. Now for it to benefit the youth, then that's when you know your T's and you're going to cross your T's and dot your I's. My question is, if these people had or grown children that were playing in the soccer team, was it most likely they were going to take the money without budget being passed? I don't know about that, but I think most highly yes. So the issue we are having in general is the issue of leadership. Good, and I will quote President Obama. He always said, "Good intentions are not enough. You have to also do the right things." There's a lack of leadership. Look, anyone can go out there and smile and shake hands and say sweet things. Leadership is a different ball game, and not everybody that stand up and put a chest up means they are a leader. And you might be a leader in one area, it doesn't mean you are a leader in every aspect of life. Until we start to realize that the issue about the soccer team, as somebody said, this is not an LDR team. We have this mindset that, oh yeah, that Liberian community team, that
Jivan,
Latino community.
just in case before you go far, let me just interrupt a little. So, we want to say thank you to our sister Nawa Kole. Thank you so much. She just donated $25 as well. I think that's the wife of Mr. Fokba. I don't know, but I just see this name pop up. So thank you so much for the donation. Go ahead, Jivan.
Yeah. So the issue of making the executive decision, first executive decision was to say, hey, you need money out of the account. I've done it before when it benefited me. So I think I think I'm going to make the executive decision. We'll take money out of the account again and go to the community meeting. We'll talk about it there for this youth and sport event. These guys took money out of their personal pocket. Those money are non-refundable. Event happens, things happen, life happens. Or an unfortunate event happening in our community. If you look at the timing and the scheduling and the time that the soccer game will start, there's some room there to wiggle around. Yeah, may there be individuals that will have to have been fully involved in both? Can those individuals be exempted? Look, if someone has to play a major role in the, in the funeral or the aspects that come with it, and they are the star player on the soccer team, and they do not play in the game that day, this is not a do or die something. It's a community thing. We all will rally around. There'll be other people in the soccer team. In fact, that's what I mean. Other guys in the soccer team say, hey, we'll do this for our brother. We'll step up. We'll play our best game we have ever played to honor our brother or to pay our tribute to our brother. And for those who cannot make it because they have to attend to personal issues or reasons, that's what we're talking about, teamwork. The unit cohesion I would have to be looking at as a community. We keep in knowing that. And then when things happen, you say, oh yeah, let's just forget it. Roland made his decision. I'm not gonna say whether Roland should stick with a decision or not. That's based upon him. But there are consequences for actions. Parker need to stop sitting back and waiting because people that are there, how to call it, attack dogs for him. When someone says something, they just come up and they throw words out there and try to demean other people or belittle other people based on the decision and things that, oh, they're preaching good for him. They are digging more hole around him. And the only person that's going to be affected more is him. The statement that Yan made, he's not right for saying that. But then again, it's Paco. Paco would never come out to condemn it because why?
Jivan,
Yana one of the attack
let me
dogs.
just cut you out shortly again. So, we want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. Samuels, Precious Logan Samuels. She just donated $50 as well to the bereavement in New Jersey. Thank you. Go ahead.
So how do we approach this? Because this is not something that was just happening. It will not be an isolated event. Things will happen in the future in our community.
Hmm.
How are we going to approach it? How? When will the leadership come up and say, hey, this is how this will be the standard with which we will approach this thing. In our way, everybody knows the standard way that they will go. And not one day they do it another way. When it doesn't benefit them, then they bring the rule book. When it benefits, then they say, well, it's not in the constitution. Which way are we bending? Roland right for taking a decision. Let it realize now that hey, we don't have a control over everybody. Yeah, now we have to deal with people. When we're dealing with people, we have to deal with them with respect. This thing about, oh yeah, let's talk a Liberian way. We need to stop. There are consequences for every action. When
Mm-hmm.
you wrong someone, don't just apologize. What are you doing? What's the amends that come with an apology?
You are
That
right.
that forgive and forget mentality is why our community and we as a people, which is a lie, it's a myth. That forgive, oh yeah, forgive and forget. It's a myth. And I don't know where we took that from. It's something that we have to we face as group of people, that has similar culture. How do we go? How do we move forward? It's a Sama is still there. He's dealing with the youth and sport. The youth and sport, not just soccer alone. Soccer is one of the major events. Now, hopefully, the administration learned her lesson from there. And now, when they're trying to take on other teams, like somebody saying, the keyboard team, now that they will come up and deal with them with respect, be with them honest, be on a level playing field with them. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's the same administration that, mind you, this is the same administration that caution for people to not come on air and speak. But yeah, it's part of the administration, and then he'll come out and come out, and then he'll bomb off other people for
The,
something
admini-
that he think.
the administration said nobody should come out and speak.
Yeah, Jeremiah Chia said it. He said it on his show that they shouldn't come out and making public statements after we keep pushing about this budget, how it went about, and we're still going to pushing about it.
Yeah.
You know, so if Yan is coming out because now he think, oh, I'm going to say this, and then he try call accusing Roland of trying to divide the community. Your brother is hurt. Let me put in your time. This a family man. We need to. When people decide to make decisions, sometimes it's not always good to condemn them. Like, hey, let's take a step back and see how best we can move forward.
Yep. You're right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jivon Smith. So, Bernice, are you there? Let me hear from you because you've been in the back for a little while now. Let me go around the table quick and get our pattern. Bernice, go ahead. So to all of you following us here, please make your donation. We will soon be ending the broadcast. So please make your donation. Please, please, please donate 5, 10, 15, 1. That's it. 50 cents. That's it. Make a donation. Just look on there, see the Zelle number, see the Cash App information. We will also just say to so donation for so reason. We'll put your name when we make the donation and your phone number so they can place a call to you to tell you thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Randy, I hear from you. I know you're home now. All that time you call your camera or you're making your way home. You want tree?
Yes,
She was,
I
she
decided to
was
get
probably
that.
eating. She was probably eating.
Why should I
No,
be tree?
I'm
Says you
not
almost
eating. Oh, I'm about to
That's somebody
cook. I'm not
that her
eating.
boss. So she forced to be tree.
Mm.
No, I'm about to cook for my kids. I'm not eating yet.
Okay, go ahead.
And nobody asked me what I'm cooking because I'm African food.
Oh my
And it's not
God.
macaroni and cheese either because I think that the only thing they think people know how to cook if they can cook Liberian food around here. But
Just
That
put
when
it
broccoli.
in Nina. They will
That
know.
broccoli.
no, honey, and not no broccoli yet.
That's very good.
Anyway, but anybody that
Okay.
know me know my food is made from scratch. So I don't care what
Okay.
they think, what they don't think, they will understand. But
That's
what
it.
I agree with everybody. Like I said, like I've always said, you cannot always want to say or you do something to somebody, and the only thing you can't even apologize. Or we have to understand our community. We have to move forward and know how to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning is what we did last year. If we knew that it was wrong last year, don't come back and say, "Oh, now." The only thing you always hear is, "Oh, we Liberian." What does that matter? Because when you in America, when you go to work and you do something, I bet you don't tell your boss say, "Oh, I Liberian." Do you think he would care about that? No, he
No.
will not. So we have a job to do for the community. A lot of us signed up to do this job for our community. That's why some of us are still here, because it's not about the administration. It's about moving our community forward, because we have children here. And like somebody said earlier, once the older people go, where will LAI be? If we don't invest everything into the youth, then LAI will be nothing once our parents move back to Liberia, or go back to the soil. But
Okay.
we have to make these corrections, and we have to do it now. Everybody always want to say the way forward is forward, but how are we moving forward still doing the same thing, and people still think, oh, you should just accept it because it's the Liberian way? No, we are in America. We are trying to brand our country here, and showcase things of our country. We want to showcase the good stuff, the things that we are trying to take back to Liberia to make it move forward. We're not trying to keep hanging on to all the bad things, and oh, just don't talk about it, will be okay. Or everything is all about one-sided decisions, and things like that. They put people into this government here with their own minds, their own thoughts, and that was the reason of doing this, so we can come together and do what we need to do for our community. So therefore, if that's what we are going to do, let's do it the right way and quit making excuses for people who are not performing to the best of their ability. If you do not have the time and the passion for the appointment that you accepted, leave. Don't stay there, cause issues, and then say, oh, well, you should do this, and you're not taking accountability for what you are not doing and bringing forward to our to our community. So yes, I think they should call Roland, and there should be an apology made to Roland, especially because he was the one who came up with this idea, and then to our whole team, because we as a team have been sitting down for months planning all of these things to make this program a success. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Brittany Alpha. So I just received a call from some. I just received a text from somebody. The person said, "Well, don't be announcing the money. Just announce the name and tell the person thank you, because some people will send big ones, some people will send small ones. So when you put it all, it's embarrassing." So I want to say to all of those who donated, I want to say thank you. Currently, we have $165. So we're still looking up for donations. Those will be here again on Thursday. Those to ask for donation will be here Thursday. Possibly will be here Tuesday, because we won't be here next week Thursday, because we'll be going to Jersey to lay our friend father to rest. So you can also make your name to be part of this list of people who will donate. And trust me, all those are going to donate tonight are going to pray for you as well. So be fast and do your donation, so you can have a prayers that God going to bless you and God going to give you more of what you give. So Mr. Akwe, let's get your closing, because you are the host here tonight. Yeah, let me say you are the guest here tonight.
Yeah, Mr. Logan.
Mhm.
Anyway, I just, thank you for the show. Thank you for having me on the show. That at least I was able to come here and able to say what is going on and what
Mhm.
happened. That people do not know the true story. That they're going around saying that Mr. Akwe want to divide the community. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not somebody that trying to divide this community. I came, I saw this community, and I'm working hard to see how best I can unite the community through sports. That's my major goal. And when it comes to the Bereich family, we are with them. We are also going to attend the funeral. We are fully in with them. Whatever they do want trying to do. If they need any help from the Indiana Lone Star, from the young man when they need a young man to haul chairs and haul anything, we there to help them to be able to do that to help the Beebe family. We are not sitting here to tell people when to bury their loved ones. No, no, we can never do that. All we said, the administration should just reach out and let us know what idea the Beebe family had come out with, and we could have worked something to work along with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Morris. Let me say, Mr. Roland Akoi. We look forward again to have you in the future. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's go around the table here. Who's gonna go next? Let's get Mr. Jivan Smith. Jivan, are you there?
Yep.
Yep. Let's get your pattern.
Oh,
Okay.
quick, I do have an announcement to make, so I will stay on.
All right, yeah, you can stay on for your announcement. But if you want to make an announcement now, you can make an announcement now because I think when you say pattern, a lot of people can be dropping off now and say, "Oh, the show already ended."
Okay, so I talked to my chairman as well. This is kind of impromptu, but everything will be formal. We're just letting the ladies of Indiana know that I am trying to come up with an all ladies kickball team.
Mhm.
We need 20 ladies to come out. This is strictly about kickball, nothing else. Chiche police business, all the other business, keep that off my field. I'm very serious about this. So if you're serious, all the ladies been talking about, oh, there's never anything for the ladies to do. It's always about the men in soccer. So
Mhm.
now this is your time to come out and join the team so we can, show the boys that we're not lazy. We can get out in the field and, show a good game and good sportsmanship as well.
Thank you so much, Bernie Yafa. So, I can believe other sister, some more people who are watching here. We have only 4 persons donated. Y'all don't do that to us on the 4 platform, on the YouTube, on the Facebook page, on
Yo,
my personal page.
someone always saying you our
Everybody who watching, please don't forget to do your
yo,
donation as well.
someone always saying our donation. We
I
want
know,
money.
I know you like a B secretly because you want me to put it on the screen here. Because somebody go see right now 500 on the screen and say, according to Jeremiah, how you go give 500? You want go ahead, yeah. Sorry for that.
Yeah. So again, sports is something that we should try our utmost best. I don't care how you feel about someone, what's your support or your loyalty to a person or entity or group. Let's not try to politicize sports. If you got no other way of approaching things, if you have no other way of hashing out your differences, or if you want to belittle someone, keep sports out of it.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, when the team win, it doesn't say this person or that person. No, these guys are they put in the time. You know, we
yeah,
have to support them. At the same time, there's a lot of avenue that can be opened up if we even unite around sports. We can disagree, we can fight with all those things when it comes on the other side, but when it comes to sport, community is supposed to be involving our children. It's where we should be showing a united front, and not just sit there and bomb off each other. And I would like to call on the administration, not just sit there and be silent because oh yeah, these people always criticizing me. So now they bring it to sport together and push back on them, this and that. Those who are loyal to you, that's why you need to maybe put your hand to their throat, hold them accountable. That's why you should tell them to stop talking. I mean, we can't be political in everything. You'll win
yeah,
some, you'll lose some. You have to take the beating. There are consequences for your actions. If you made an executive decision, there will be pushback. Even if that executive decision you end up getting a 90% disapproval for it. Okay, it was a decision. Leaders will at times make bad decisions too. But then when you start having people close to you coming up and trying to justify and to point fingers at other people, and you remain silent on it, when are you going to come up and be a leader and say no? This is said, I disagree with it. Yeah, I'm calling us the individuals. I'm calling it out. When leadership is a different field, and if you're not cut off for leading, then step behind and follow. If you don't know how to lead or follow, then just step out of the way. This whole thing is our time, and no, please, let's keep politics out of it. Do the right things. Speak to the experts. Get on a compromising table. Always there is a room to always compromise.
You're right,
And thank you
Javon.
for having me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Javon Smith. So those of you who know Javon, he's the tough talking Javon Smith. But due to his current location, he cannot come in front of the camera. But I know y'all love to see the Memphis. Y'all love to see the Memphis. That's a quiet, soft talking, but he can throw some arrows. So I know people send me a message that well they want me to expose whatever they will be or whatever they are contributing, but for the sake of transparency, I think I cannot withhold the names and the contribution being made by people because I feel it's important for everybody else to know how much data was collected. At the end of the day, we can say, yeah, on the show, this amount was collected. So we want to go back here and say to our dear friend and brother, the Vice President of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mr. Richard P. Boya Jr. Thank you for the $50 donation to your brother Eloysius Harris. And we have here, that's the wife of the Youth and Sport Chairman, Mr. Sawende Samba. That's his wife, Winter Snow Samba. Thank you so much for the $75 donation. And we have the former Financial Secretary, Sis Isabella. Thank you so much for the $25 donation as well. So we have all of these donations coming in. The reason why we posting them because we want. I know people following, people recording the numbers, people putting it down too because they say, let's see if that tomorrow come out and say, "We don't get 75. What I will sell you connected to her." That I was dragging money that time too. Oh my God. And the good thing about it, everybody who donating here are going to put your number. Because I'm going to tap everybody's names and put your number right in front of you. Put a figure you donated. So the family, if you donated $1, the family will call you and say, hey, thank you for the $1. If you donated $2, the family will call you and say, hey, we received your donation. Thank you for the $2. And all going to be there. We're going to have a nice letter of condolences to the family. We're going to be in that envelope as well. And we will pay the tribute. And we'll pay the tribute. We will make sure we're making people proud. Thank you so much for caring for somebody in time of bereavement. Though he never asked me to do this, but since we go there to pay our tribute, we feel that it's important that we just go for low envelope so he can pay some of the Obanan way who will come from longer distance to go back to their various places as well. So thanks to everyone who been donating here as well. So those of you who want to donate secretly, you can donate secretly, but I will put your name in the envelope and put the amount you donated with your phone number, please, because for transparency's sake, because in a world living in where you need sport and money beneath. More they kind of think and you go see that be regretting. Say, but nobody tell me to go do it, but why I go do it and let me in trouble. Jeremiah, you want to go first?
Yeah, so
go ahead, my brother.
yeah, so thank you for the show once more. And
You laughing at me, eh?
no, just enjoying you being transparent.
Oh yeah, brother. Because like the easier way a nigga spot.
That's true. So yeah, it's good that's what we need,
Yeah.
Yeah. And to my former coach in studio, the last time I was talking to the captain, he's watching Alexander. I'm like, I feel sorry for you guys because with that team during our time, we really, even though we sponsor ourselves, but we really enjoy ourselves playing with the AI because we have people who really make us to move around. Like, just a quick story, when I came to Indiana less than 5 months, everybody knew me. Sierra Leonean, Ghanaian, Nigerians, everybody, Jeremiah, because I had these guys. Yeah, but I had these guys also that, back then, Philip,
this guy can play for 10 minutes.
No guy. Whether you better than me and you scrack or you can score.
Philip,
you can score.
They used to call the man Asamoah Gyan.
Yeah, I know, but when I came here, the man myself play he can run and kick.
You good goal scorer. I saw you playing in the church there, Giro. Yeah, you don't move from but you can scratch.
Oh yeah.
But to be realistic,
Mm-hmm.
at that time we had people on the ground side, Columbus, Gabriel Edmonds, right?
Yeah.
It seemed that I came to Indiana within 2 weeks. I was contacted, I was playing active. Even though I didn't have car, I didn't have anything. They would
We
come
made it
pick me
happen.
up from all the way on the soft side and carry me everywhere to Lawrence and stuff. So the issue of getting around was not a problem. These people make it possible. And I know they are older, and we should be there to help. So when we see William Akoi doing this thing,
Mm-hmm.
trust me, even though we not on some all have a busy schedule, but we appreciate him because trust
Indeed.
me, this thing can help a lot of these kids. It's a therapy. In for we the African men specifically, soccer is or football as a whole is one of our biggest thing. It's one of our biggest form. Even when
Mm-hmm.
your parents deprive you of this stuff like this, you get angry. So I mean, my appeal to the administration is to strengthen their relationship with the soccer team because, man, you never know how much you mean a lot just by having these kids to play soccer regularly, especially during the summer. And openly, I want to appreciate William, and that's the reason I feel that if William leaves and we don't have anybody to make such commitment, the boys will still play under the Lone Star, but it will be a little bit detached away from our community.
You are right.
Because I feel like this is how they come close to us. Like the captain I told you, I said we enjoy ourselves. We went Missouri, I went Iowa, I went Kentucky, I went all over the place just from playing football with this guy from OAR. But now your time, you only play football doing summer and summer that
Mm-hmm.
in the IE and Barrow. And you're done. So when you see somebody like when they come on and really feeling disenchanted or stuff, things happen. We like sir as an older person, I mean, that's your guy. Talk to him behind the scene. Man, it's a one mistake is trust me, you're not going to have a perfect leadership. But these things will happen, but how we can mitigate efforts to solve them. And my brothers are in leadership. I also want to speak to them publicly today on this platform. I mean, I mean, it is good that we are all giving our service to the community, but let not be sensitive. Let not listen to the plague of the people. What am I saying this? Most of our brothers today that are in leadership, if something is not of their interest, they don't see it from the other eye of their friends.
Mm-hmm.
They go and lash at their friends because it's not them. And if you see Philip, I used to be this guy, you know me back then, 3-4 years ago, I used to be this report guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but if you see how I changed my approach, it was sometimes you have to listen to the people who are not in your circle.
It's true.
Like Rufus Tati, I always tell that when Rufus Tati has a big brother call me one day and talk to me and say, man, look, you're a very good person, but you need to take different approach. Your affiliates can make you look bad. Stay away from certain affiliates. I try to readjust. I've been doing pretty well. If I think you're going to be toxic to me, I'm going to, like, you know what I mean? Stay away from you. But most of our brothers don't have peer groups that tell them, like, look, what you're doing, your approach is wrong. Slow down. They're going to praise you, but those same very guys going to say they're denigrating the worst thing behind you.
It's
I'm
true.
telling you, they're going
It's
to
true.
praise your behavior. They're going to praise your character. Oh, you make you strong. You this. But this thing, guy, when they sit among people, they say the worst thing as if you're never ate together. I
It's
know
true.
some of them. They are part of surrogates today. And it's sad that you have a friend that will not tell you the truth. I think I have to learn that the hard way. So for William and other guys that are trying to help these boys. Put your heart on a cold water and help them because that's how they come. They are part of our community. That's how we can get them. That's how we can interact with them. So I'm making a popular appeal, not in the interest of the administration, but as a resident living here
Mm-hmm.
and have benefited playing the soccer team, sir, we can't just give up. There is a long-term thing we've been affected from, and we all should put hands around these boys any way possible. Me, personally, I'm now a coach. I can't coach them, but anytime they play and enter, I will come to support because that's some of the things that we yearn for, we didn't have, and you guys are putting it together. We should not break it apart regardless of our opposition ideology. We can
True.
be on the opposite view. You can have a different political ideology. Like G. Van Smith said, you cannot political side soccer. Soccer brings people together. It don't divide people.
It's true.
So our brothers on the other side should really be able to look at it as a thing to unify and not to use spinning walls or denigrating walls towards our friends because of their decisions. The same way you think that your decisions are so broad, they are so eloquent, and they are on point, and the same way the other man is thinking that his decision is on point. That's why we should be able to meet each other halfway. Such of these things can spoil our community. It can divide us. So, I mean, I appeal to William, I appeal to all of you guys that, I know you guys are saying that it keeps happening, but this is Mr. Parker. He's just taking over. I don't know. I don't know Mr. Parker to be an arrogant man. I don't know Mr. Parker to be a man that, but sometimes leadership can be corruptive. Leadership can be very, very, it can bring the worst out of you. So let's try to have a little tolerance to build our community. Trust me, one of my interests is the boys on the soccer team. To see them detached away from the area community. Philip, trust me, it's not good for us. It's not good for them.
I know.
So let all of us play our part and do our best to see how we can bring the boys together. And Mr. President, we are also appealing to you. In leadership, you get 3 years. It's too soon to start vetoing some things. Please, at least some things that they try to discuss it. And I know your vice president, other point executive, they are very, very professional, and they will deal with things professionally. Likewise, Mr. Jeremiah Chi. Maybe that day Mr. Jeremiah Chi was just politically charged, and maybe he used some words that he's not supposed to use. But I also want to say that we have consideration. That's my public appeal. So I will still be talking to my brother William and Philip. We are the bigger guys. We're not playing at these balls. But when it comes to these balls and how they can be part of us, the same way you become a very decent citizen, this community size, a decent citizen like myself, when this balls, the more we stay among them, you can change somebody's life. You can impact some of them. But if
I'm there as the assistant coach. You saw it a few times this Saturday when we were practicing on the old timer field. One of our players were practicing, and he deliberately, intentionally played a handball. I mean, he to go around the field.
Yes, exactly.
And you guys were confused, but this is a practice. Why the man making them to go around the field? Because we instill the discipline into them. So even if they leave their field and come to another field and they do not represent what we taught them on that field, we still punish them outside. That's why you saw him go around the field this Saturday.
Yeah, I was there. I witnessed that. And those are things that are very important. So please, let's see how we can, personally for me, Philip, I'm begging you guys, let's see how we can meet all the administration and iron this out, then for these boys to go independent. Because I know the association don't give any of them anything, but the relationship that it keeps them with the community and keeps us with them, that relationship have to remain. We're trying to keep that relationship. Yeah. So that's just my public appeal. I'm not defending anybody, but that's my public appeal. That's our interest.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Chi and Silly. We look forward to seeing you again, my brother. Thanks. The chairman said, Chairman?
I'm an independent here today.
So the chairman, the youth and sport, the chairman here. This is the most powerful chairman. Go ahead, chairman.
I would like to start where Jeremiah ended there.
So before you go ahead, chairman. So people following us today, we want to say thank you to all of you following us, because at setting point on the show, we're 70 some more people here watching the show, and we were able to raise $315 at this moment. And our target for this bereavement here is $1,000. We will be going to Jersey and we'll be paying our tribute, and we'll love to put $1,000 in the envelope as we go ahead and give that to the bereaved family to pay some people way to go home, or some woman who on the mat to buy their cola and things. So my people, all of you that can count the Logan hour every day, let proof I will say here, let the Logan's hour go and make $1,000 donation, please. Anyway, you stop it, but you have across the 500 level, then we will march it up. Please, let's do our donation. We will be collecting the donation again as well on Thursday. So if you can do it today, do it on Thursday. Some of you who can do it publicly, secretly, you can do it. I will still put your name and put your number and put your amount you donated. So thank you so much again. We want to say thanks to other people who have donated, and some of you who are going to do it secretly as well. Don't forget to do your donation, because some people I see that they're coming here plenty, but they not do donation here. But anyway, we're not calling it because we're still coming here on Thursday, collect some. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, like I was saying, I would like to end up where start where Jeremiah ended there. He made a point about being there for the boys. Okay. when I used to when me and the older, I was not that old at the time, but when we put the boys together,
Mhm.
it was, you know, the thing they call here big brother, small brother thing. They go to the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club.
It's true, yeah.
Our boys never knew that aspect. So our way of introducing that was we come around, we put our hand around, we made a football team because that's what we know, football program,
Mhm.
soccer program, and we used to take them. Can you imagine, just me take a team from here, about boys of 15, 16 of them, to another state when we were with one of the guys, so we can just keep an eye on them with nobody help. That's a risk. That's something we used to do to keep these boys together. And I used to tell people all the time, because when we were here, we used to hear about, oh, the people in Philadelphia or the people in Minnesota, they having issue, they deporting them. But Indiana, we didn't have that problem because we
Yeah.
did ever. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it was not us only the football team, but
Mhm.
we play a little part in those boys, because when we called for practice, they came. Instead of them going somewhere, they came to practice. And at the end of the day, we dropped them off. Okay, their parent had a big part to play with it. They went to school, they did everything, but it was kind of nice there when people, when you hear about the Liberian in America, it was the Rhode Islands, the Philadelphias, they were being deported, they were going to jail. You didn't
Mhm.
have that problem. We didn't have that problem in this community. That was great. Did we play a part? Yeah, the football team played a part. Those are how we're looking at it. That's how we saw it. Okay, and we moved on. And the guys got older. For me, I took a different path. I mean,
Yeah.
I stayed coaching. I coach in high school. I coach in club, to the point that this team right now, I just took on a new role, coaching a fourth division team in the United States here.
Mhm.
I took three of the Liberian boys right now from that team to move them up
That's
from
good.
this level to that level. You
That's so
see,
good.
who knows? Who knows if who knows if they play right, another team see them, a second division, first division, even a college team see them, because this league consists of a lot of college players. They can
Mhm.
get recruited if they're ready. You know, those are the things we're looking at, and it would be great that this association or the community put his hand around them and come see them play. That's what Roland brought to the table. He told the people that he wants for the team to play. He would like to see people in the stand, come support them, cheer them on. Okay, now what's going to happen? Are people going to come? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know, because we're sitting here today. People calling them,
Yeah.
we don't have no soul, no empathy. We are bereaved. The community is bereaved. We agree. We bereaved. We all know Melvin. Melvin myself used to run here. He used to run DJ with me. You see, we know him very well. But we don't want to put. Matter of fact, the park event, we was really at the park by 12. But when the rumors started coming out, we had a meeting with the
Mhm.
people, with our group. We started on the big thing. We said, oh, maybe when they come to us, then we can come into the table with this. But there was no discussion. You see, it was just going on. And then at the end of the day, this is what happened. And the man decided he wants to take his team and move on. Yes, you can say, people can say that's not his team. Oh, those are our kids. But guess what? He's the one providing things for them. He's the one
Yeah.
providing ball. He's the one providing field. He's the one providing jersey. He's the one providing sometimes gas money with the help of others, like including you.
And
Okay? Yeah,
the most important thing is your time. Can you
yeah, it's
imagine?
time. It's
Someday
not
you gotta
easy.
be. I gotta be juggling between looking hours and
Looking
going to the
hours.
practice session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like for me right now, I go to Pike High School, I go to club, and then I come and hang out with the boys sometimes, you know, and then
Mhm.
it's not easy. But people don't see that. All they see is what makes them look good in the community. Most of them. You can go and start telling people they don't have empathy. So you don't know who they are. You don't know who they are. You don't know where they come from. And now
Yeah.
these are young men. Some of these young boys took it personal. They took it personal.
But I
So
think what
tomorrow
we can.
when you
Mhm.
go come hang around and play with them, what do you think they're gonna see you as?
I know. But
You
I think what
see?
we can
So
do,
when we talk,
we'll
go
reach out
ahead.
to Mr. Akoi as well. We can
Yeah.
have a sit down and we can even talk to
But
the young
then
people.
Philip,
Uh-huh. Hmm.
if there's gonna be a sit down, I think the administration has to come to the table. The leadership.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. There should be
Because
some level of
how
assurance.
can we bring this thing? How can we reset? Like we were talking about sweeping thing under the rug. We've done that too many times. We do it all the time for community's sake, or for the Liberian people's sake. So how about my sake too? How about for my sake? For his time, for his money, for his energy. So we need to think about those things before you start talking. You're not gonna. People are not gonna come when they kind of not gonna go and feel. Do you know what that means? It doesn't. You can't do that. First of all, I'll tell you straight up, you don't have that power. I would say you don't have that power. I can challenge you. Okay? I didn't want to talk this way. But you cannot tell people when they come to go play football, they're not playing football. You don't have that power.
You are
We
right.
have over so many teams here. Because when we put this together, they requested that we made it big. We say it's not the time. We have teams waiting to play for tournament because when we used to do tournaments, we had teams coming. So sitting there and say you will tell people not to play, please think about it. Think about it. Okay? So we need to think better. We need to do things better. We need to move on better. We can't just be going saying, oh, this, oh, this, oh, that because of sake, because of this sake, because of that sake. Things have to be done right. Let's do it right before we can move on. Here we are in our country. We're not developing. We're not going nowhere. Some of us, some people, they're not moving because all we do is, oh, let's forgive. It's good to forgive.
Yeah.
But how are we forgiving? How are we moving on? So yeah, we can sit on the table. I've talked to Roland. The program he wants to is going to continue because he already paid for part. He already paid for things. He can tell it's a week away.
Yeah, I know
We'll go
that.
to the funeral. We'll do these things, and we'll come back and do the park event. He wants to raise money because financially it's a strain on him. So he wants to raise money. He wants to sell food that day, do things, so he can be able to just say when he go play, they charge him because you have to pay to play again in these
Yeah.
leagues.
Yellow cards, red card,
Yeah,
all of
red
you pay for
cards.
them.
He
Yeah.
has to pay for these things. So
Yeah.
this is a way of raising money. When he came to the association with it, so now he has to continue because he got to make that money. So tomorrow when he goes to register in the Mexican League like he wanted to, it will be paid for from the
Yeah.
fundraiser, from the money he raised in the tournament. So those
You're
are
right.
all the background that plays a role in what he's doing. Would I help that day? Yeah, I will help him one more time. I will help him. So
Mhm.
Jeremiah asked the question, if he's not there, what can we do? Well, this is to the administration then. Can I recruit a bunch of guys? I can, but it won't be the same. I'll tell you this, it won't be the same. There are a lot of Liberians because guess what? They have a different mindset of the people, the community, right? The community leadership. They don't care for us. That's the word. They don't care for us. They
Yeah.
don't care for us. Why should we go play for them? July 26th, they will turn for football. What's going to happen? So we need to be prepared to make things better.
Thank you
But
so much.
again, thank you for having me on the show. I just wanted to come and make the some clarifications and my 2 cents count.
Thank you, Mr. Samba. Thank you. So that was the voice of Mr. Sawende Samba. So today we are about to leave. And to all of those who contributed, I see my sister Rose Anju, Mr. Morris Gua, Mr. and Mrs. Fokba, Edwin Fokba, and Leah Fokba. I want to say thank you for your donation. Precious Logan Samuels, we want to say thank you also for your donations. And Mr. Richie P. Boya and his wife, the Boya family, thanks for your donation as well. My sister Winter Snow, thank you so much for your donation. Sis Isabella Nimba, thank you so much for your donation. So, listen, all of you people out there who want to donate, please do. This is very good. This will represent all of us. We will go there because it's not like right now the community is concerned about Melvin because nobody expected what happened to Tito. Tito father death came by surprise on Saturday, and we expect the community to go and put a cash app information or whatever information. Probably they are raising that as well. But right now they're doing more collections for Melvin because his case has been on the flow for community members to donate. So on this end, and I know a lot of people will be going to Melvin Finney from the Liberian community, and some of you will not have the time to fly to Jersey, and some of us will be going there to make our presence felt. We will also be representing you as well while you're not present. And in terms of bereavement, we have to stand by our brother. So I know these things. I lost my father before, and I know the old man will be sitting on a mat. I know some people will come from long distance. Some people need Airbnb. Some people just need $100 to add to whatever they have to pay their way back. So the little donations or whatever you doing here, trust me, you feel it's small, but it will go a long way. It will help somebody who can want to go back home. So for this program, we will be collecting at least $1,000. But if we can make it go above $1,000, we'll also appreciate for the donations we are looking at from Logan's Hour and all of our supporters and all of our people who watch the show continuously. What we'll be looking at to give to our brother at that program will pay our tribute will be $1,000. $1,000. So we have generated 315, and we know by Thursday when we come here, we're going to reach that 1,000 mark. And I can rest assured you to all of my beautiful and handsome and everybody who has followed the program. Some of you who are going to follow the program here after, the Cash App information will still be there. Some of you who will watch the program after the program, you still see the Cash App information. Those of you watching it on Facebook, on YouTube, yes, you can still donate to the cause. It's not a bad thing to give 5, 10, 15, 20, or whatever you have. So we will also appreciate, we will put your name as well in the envelope. And my sister have her keyboard tournament coming up. So let me say keyboard tournament. She'll be recruiting to have a keyboard team. So since they have the male soccer team, Bernie Alpha also will be recruiting the players for the keyboard team. So if you can play keyboard, you've been involved with playing keyboard, you can also put your name down, and she will call you and she will arrange when you guys will be practicing and the venue of where you guys will be practicing as well. So, well, we want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you people again on Thursday. And we appreciate all of you who contributed. We appreciate all of you who never contributed as well and waiting for Thursday to contribute. We also appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason we are here. And we want to say, don't forget the Liberian Association of Indiana. And today is the 18th. On the 23rd, which is this coming Sunday, I think this this coming Sunday, the Liberian Association of Indiana will be having her general meeting. That's going to be on April 23rd. And it is advised that everyone, if you're part of the Liberian community, is advised that you be part of this meeting, because this meeting is very, 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 very important that you be part of it. Because as I learned that in this meeting, they will be taking a vote to pass the budget for the Judah 26 uh, celebration. So it will be important to make a person feel to be part of the decision making as well. So those of you who stay on the standby and stay contemplating if you want to be part of it, I want to say to you, don't miss this meeting because it will be very important. So, well, I've been here for a little while, and I want to use this time to say again to you people, thanks for joining us today. And we're about to take our exit. We appreciate you people. You guys are the real people, and we look forward to having you again on Thursday. And Thursday, when you join the Logan's Hour, please don't forget, come with $1, $2, $3, $4. And those of you in FOP, I'm about to put this information as well in FOP. The Cash App information, it will also be in FOP, so you can donate. And those of you who part of the Logan's Hour page, you can also donate towards this great initiative as well. So if you want to donate, listen, 5, 10, 15, 20, any amount, any amount. We are not asking anybody to do anything. If you cannot donate, just pray. Just pray for him. Pray that God gave him strength to move through this time. Like I said, right? You see, when people lost their loved ones, love their, most especially your parents, your father is your souls. That's where you came from. That's why you're referencing as your souls. So now to lose your souls, now you are the souls now. Your father is gone. Your children looking up to you. So it's a sad thing to do when sometimes you're sitting by yourself and you are faced with difficult situation. and you have nobody to call to talk to. And you know, sometimes some things you're going through, the old man and old body can listen, but they are emotional. But the papa and the poor what can listen. They will listen, they digest the information, then they respond to you very logically. They say, listen, my man, you're a young man, and I understand how difficult it is. I understand what you're going through right now. Sometimes when people going through the kind of thing, they want to commit suicide. But listen, this is what you do. You do not commit, or you do not have a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Those problems are just temporary. You can get through it. But these are the ways you can get through it. They didn't tell you. But now he's no more around. You have been left alone. Some people do not stand these things. Some people do not know how to address these things. So I know how he's feeling right now. I know how down he is. I know how frustrated he is. I know how sometimes when we have these kind of difficulties and we feel God have abandoned us, but it's just the weight of the Lord. Whatever the situation is, we just have to stay believe and trust God that He stay God. He can still do what He said He would do. So some of you who been knowing Him, and keep him in your prayers. Keep the nine family as well in your prayers, and keep all those other family, the Schofield family, keep them in your prayers, because these things about death is almost like you can avoid it in terms of stop it. It is appointed once for a man to die. After death, what's happened? His soul. So we will all die one day. We will all lose our flesh. But notwithstanding, while we are here, don't be too proud, because it's the only thing that separates man from God. That's pride. Be selfless. Jesus laid his life down for you, so be selfless. Don't look in your closet and see that Louis Vuitton and Michael Kors and the Gucci, and you feel you a superhero. Michael Jackson had all of those, and he still died. Ima Joseph Select voice. Cultivate your emotions. Make it easy. Take life so simple. Once you simplify life, you have no stress. You see me? The reason I'm not stressed, or the reason I can get stressed, not that things don't move me, but I expect everything to happen. So anything that happened to me, well, first of all, I expect it to happen. So at the moment when it happened, I'm like, well, I already expecting it to happen. Yes, because the Bible says nothing will remain the same. Everything is just for the season. So that if I'm ready, broke, I can still be smiling because I know money going to come, because I will not be broke forever. Being broke is a season. Having too much money is a season. Life as you're living is a season. There will be a time you will die. There will be a time you're married. There will be a time you're going to resurrect again, and all the kind of thing will happen. So when those things happen, what do we do? That's why I remember this famous quote. They say, not what happened to you that matters, but what you do with what happened to you. That's the most important thing. In short, they make you to understand it's not a decision you make. That's what is important. But you have to study the decision, because you have to live with the consequences of your decision. So as we are here today, nobody know when they're going to fall. Nobody know when the unforeseen going to come. So don't make yourself so proud and feel that those things cannot happen to you and you are superhuman and you're the only person that God created. We all will die someday. Michael Jackson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, great men. They are out of the world today. What about you? We are all no different. We are just the same dirt. Came from the soul, will return to the soul. So while we are here, as we live here with our fellow men, let's live with harmony. Let's respect everybody's views. Let's treat others as we want to be treated. Because when they asked Jesus a simple question, they say, of all the commandments that Moses gave a whole 10 commandments. Which one of them is the greatest of all? You see that kind of question? They give you 10 commandments. And you know all is important, but you still want to know the greatest of all. And Jesus said, what to them? Love your God with all your heart, your mind, and your soul. Then he said, no, but wait. That's not all though. But love your neighbor as you love yourself. Those are the two greatest commandments. So if you can love someone as you love yourself, that selfless nature, it's not something that you can just do overnight. That's something you have to practice over time. Because it's not easy to love someone as you love yourself. You will always love yourself the best, because that's what most people say. I love myself the best. But stretch your hands to somebody who while you stay alive. Care for somebody while you stay alive. Because those are the basic questions you're going to answer when the time comes. Because they give you that instruction. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. How can you say you love God when you do not love your neighbor? Because that's another creation that God created. So how can you hate God creation? If you hate God creation, then you do not love God. Because he make you in his image. The image means his characteristics. So that's why he said, let us make the creature in our image and our likeness. So if you hate one of his creation, then it means you do not love him. So while you are here, while you still have the opportunity, if you still have the air to breathe, why would you call a speech from one of God's creation? You are a human being. You were created by God. Why will you hold the breath that he pours into you and say, I'm not speaking to the person, I'm not speaking to that person? Because you only breathing temporarily, he can cut the breath out at any time. So you do not have the power to control your days on earth or to tell people how long you're going to live for. He controls that. So while you are here, live well. Live well. Do not make your circle so small. Don't create enemies. You see, sometimes when I'm on a platform and people hear me talking, they feel that, oh, yeah. I do not hate nobody. As all of my brothers who sometimes when I come up here, more or somebody that you people don't even know, the vice president, P. Richard Boya Jr. He's my brother. When we meet, we hug, we sit down, we talk. When I come on my show, I can deal with him. Does that mean we're making confusion? Does that mean I don't like him? I like him. That's just my nature. I don't hate people. I don't know how to talk behind people. So whatever I say here, I say it. I go to bed and sleep and dream fine, very fine. I do not go to bed with any anger. You see me? The way I'm so handsome, my wife loves me because I do not go to bed with anger. Every day I look much younger because, but anyway, it is what it is. I think we have to come back to our uh 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 Tuesday. Mr. Kibler. He said above grade. We'll come back to our Tuesday motivational hour again. We'll have to start doing our Tuesday motivational hour and start encouraging people as well. Because this is very important. The life we have today, just imagine yourself. Imagine some of the difficulties you have passed through. Imagine some of the worst moment you driving on the interstate and you had an accident and you're looking at other people's cars standing upside down and dying and you God able to spare you. The moment you can get up in the morning and still breathe, it means he still has a mission for you. He still has a reason for you to live. So do not take that to be that you're so powerful. Just accept that you are here for the reason and ask him for that assignment. Whatever it is your will, Lord, let me be. You can get all the degrees. You can get masters, PhDs. You can get full doctorate degrees. He don't care. The late Dr. Miles Monroe that died in the plane crash in his own private jet. He died with his wife and his daughter. He had 5 doctorate degrees. So why you think God killed him? Or why did he die? So nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not a promise. So the idea that we start to procrastinate, you cut a speech from your friend. I ain't gonna speak to her. I ain't gonna speak to him because he feel this. Hey, listen, you could just be cutting your speech and God kill you. And when God kill you, he asks you, what do you say? Oh God, I cut a speech from your creation because your creation. The other day she was talking about me and somebody told me, listen, live well, speak to everybody, live a simple and a selfless life. Greet everybody well. Don't cut a speech. What are you cutting your speech for? You're the person walking on earth together. And everybody have their opinion. Everybody has a way to say what they want to say. I know, and I know some people don't like me, but I don't have to force you to like me. But I have to like you. That's the good thing about me because you one of the creation. I can't hate you. If you do not like me, that's you. That's the most powerful thing that God gave to every human is their will. You have your will. You can decide. You see that? So you have your will. I have mine. So I choose not to hate. Hate is a very strong word. I choose not to do that. Regardless how hard you can hit me, I cannot hate you. I would love you. But if I have something to discuss that involves you, yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look right in your face and do that. That is part of my nature. I don't know how to do petty talks. I don't know how to gossip, do petty talks. I'd stay and look in your face and tell you if you don't like it, fine, you don't like it. I apologize if you don't like it, but I say it. So some of you we here in the community feel that oh he this, he that, he could be talking to people. Listen, those things are not too intentional. And it mean nothing. It's just talking about positions that people occupy and how they can do better. Some of the time we see you putting our friends on the spotlight. Yeah, even some of us want to be in positions too. People do the same. People tell the same thing. So what's the big deal? Listen, the holy month you in April is about to expire. So this is the 18th. All the thing he has to do with hating people, you don't like that person, you can call that person. Put it down. Call people. Check on people. The life you have today, tomorrow you might be just a dirt. When the breath is cut from you, the only thing that is life is just a dart on the ground. That's why you see you can be standing inside somebody who's so beautiful or so handsome, facing the eye lashes and facing the mouth lashes or wherever lashes they have, facing it when they wear the Michael coats and wear all the coat suit and you see them, you say, damn, look at the man riding the Range Rover. But when his life leaves from in him, you can't even sit in the room anymore with him, you're afraid of him. So when you think about those kind of things that can happen to the human flesh, you will reduce your height. You will bring, you see, God can allow some things to happen to us because He want to bring us back to our humility. And the good thing to do is to be humble, regardless how many degrees you have, regardless how many money you have. Be humble. Be humble. And I'm going to leave you with that tonight as I take my essay. Be humble. Life is like a roller coaster. That's why you see some of us who date sociology, we can tell you that there's an upward, downward mobility of a life, and which means that life is almost like a cycle. The poor man can get rich, the rich man can get poor. So as I take my essay, I want to say good night and make sure to lock your door and call somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Speak to them. Let it be like, wow, this person called me. Let them know that you're not hateful. The reason why you just got a speech for a little while because you needed some breathing space, but you have recalibrated and everything is normal. So until then, we want to say good night and bye bye.